Yes, sir. Where's my neighbor? Hey, neighbor. Hey, neighbor. Where's my neighbor, bro? Hold on.
I do appreciate when I switch it up and
There it is.
hello neighbor.
Hey, neighbor.
What's going on? It's your boy Vernon Somoza
Oh, he's over there.
saying what's up, what's happening. The Wrestling Opiner coming to y'all live. Man, when I said what's up like that, the levels jumped way out of sync.
Way
'Cause
too
I
high. It
definitely
clipped.
was-
It definitely clipped on
Oh, so loud, so
you.
loud.
Yikes. We got to
For
get
no
your audio
reason.
right. Last
Oh man, what just happened
episode's
there?
audio was a little off.
Yeah. But we
You
are
mean?
back in the building after so much has happened, not in the wrestling world, but in the wrestling world adjacent. But
Yeah.
before we get there, it is your boy Vernon Somoza, Wrestling Opiner, here on the Pay Window Podcast, here on the Sandbox Podcast Network. Shout out to the big boss man.
Shout him out.
And
Shout him out.
joining
Yes, sir.
me, what happened?
I said that's right. Shout him out. Shout him out.
Joining me is my boy Frank Champion, my
Flexing on
man.
him.
What's up?
I'm
What's
flexing on him.
happening?
Do you see me?
I see you
Flexing on
flexing on him.
I'm just flexing on him. Hey, man, just another beautiful 2 weeks of professional wrestling shenanigans
Yeah,
and the crazy world in and around it. A lot of crazy
It
stuff
is-
this week. I feel like we haven't had one of these weeks in a while. I feel like we've been hitting like, okay, there's a show, there's a pay-per-view,
Yeah.
there's a payper-view, there's a pay-per-view.
nonstop
review
show
some.
after show after show, and then this is the time that it
Summer's
really
over
was
now.
like-
Kids are back to school. Now it's like it's time to settle in. This is supposed to be the lull season of professional wrestling, right? But man, we got lots of stuff to talk about today. We got an 8-match card.
Let's
So
go.
we got a lot to talk about. So the first thing I wanted to bring up,
What's up?
Big
Yeah, because
Vern.
I don't know what this is about. So
You have
explain it
no
to me.
idea. I thought about it one day. Let's just say
Uh-huh.
I was on cloud nine having a conversation with myself.
Okay.
And I said, I bet I probably was reading something from our group chat. And we're always talking about the basement. We even mention it on this
Oh yeah,
podcast.
all the time. It's when I need to know
basement.
something or find out the temperature of the angry fans, I go
Yeah.
to the basement because usually
The
they give
basement.
me insight into what's they love and what they hate.
What's
It's
the
very
pulse?
hive mind.
What's the
Yeah, what's the
pulse,
pulse?
right?
What's the pulse of the internet fan? Yeah.
So if you have to explain to somebody who has no idea what Reddit is or anything like that, what is the basement?
So the basement is a subreddit where Reddit used to be considered the front page of the internet.
Mhm.
Back in the day, Reddit, it's a public forum that anybody can post a comment, can post it, whatever they wanted. And it basically was, if you post it, everybody can read it. There are no secrets, right? You were open to DMs, etc. So the basement, as it's called, is one of the largest wrestling subreddits that, as they themselves have constantly been outed themselves. As I sent you the screenshot, of the moderators who were looking for new mods, and it was like, I guess we really did bring in some WWE mods because
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, so you're
anti,
telling on
really
yourselves.
anti-WWE. Yeah.
You're telling on yourselves, but it's a very pro AEW, very heavy AEW, anti WWE, anti Kitty Wrestling, anti Vince, anything with Vince, anti that.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, some of the smartest fans, some of the most welcoming, open, accepting fans, yada yada yada. They are the quintessential AEW crowd, who they are mature fans who only watch professional wrestling. And none of that kitty fed stuff, as is constantly said.
Okay, so that's a great explanation. I appreciate that. So I bring that up to say this. So we bring up the basement every now and again. When you bring up the basement, you bring them up every now and again, right? Sometimes you say, well, the basement is saying this because we want to know what the internet fan is saying, right? So I said to myself, wouldn't it be not funny, but interesting if we gave the basement a pronoun? So I know it's 2023. We're not supposed to assume genders, right? I'm not supposed to do that, right? But I said, what if whenever we talked about the basement, we gave it a pronoun. So we said she. Well, the basement she was talking about, or why don't you tell me what the basement was saying, Vern? Oh, well, she was saying something like that. So I just had an idea, Vern, that we should give the basement pronoun of she, her, because I said, why she, her? And the first thing I thought of is the definition of a fickle mistress. Do you know what a fickle mistress is, Vern?
Please tell me, what is that?
Let me get the definition of fickle mistress for you, because I think that is the best not explanation, but I can do define right here. Okay, that's helping. That's taking too long. All right, let's just copy and paste. It's a lot easier. Okay, here we go. Fickle mistress. Wait, hold on. Here we go. I want just the definition. Hold on. Giving me like a whole. Here we go. The phrase fickle mistress is a colloquial expression that is used to describe something or someone that is unpredictable and changeable. So technically, we can call the basement a fickle mistress because it says something, right? Or someone. And this is why I wanted to give it she, her pronouns of like, hey, every time we talk about the basement, you can just be like, "Yeah, she's going crazy today. She's saying this kind of nonsense." You know what I mean? Because she's a fickle mistress. That's what
I'm feeling that.
What do you think of that idea? So
I like it. We could dress her as she, because hey, some days the basement's working with it, and some days they are just going to change their mind within a heartbeat. And other times they can't make up their mind.
I mean, in some of these topics we're going to talk about today. As we'll go right into it. Let me get rid of this dictionary thing here. Some of the topics we're going to talk about today, the basement, she's flip-flopped on them all over the place.
Yeah, she has.
So this is one reason why I'm bringing it up. So, and we're talking about ladies a lot this episode. So there's lots of ladies to talk about, and I kind of want to talk about one we talked about 2 episodes ago on Slumber Slam? Yep. 2 episodes ago on Slumber Slam, we were talking about your favorite wrestler, Lacey Evans, who goes by her shoot name of Macy Estrella, right? Estrella, because we didn't say it's Estrella.
Yes, it is Estrella.
It's Estrella. It's definitely Estrella, right? Estrella. So Macy Estrella, a.k.a. Lacey Evans,
the former Lacey Evans, yeah.
The former Lacey Evans.
FKA,
formerly known as. Yes. She's taken, I'd call it the OnlyFans route. I don't think she's on OnlyFans. Vern, do you know what the is it just Limitless Macy? I have it here. I'm not subscribed, as you can tell. It's a fan time. Wow, she didn't, it's a fan time page. She took the Mandy Sachs route. Okay. So we can show this content. So good, Vern. I will show you this if you have not seen this yet. You can get your exclusive photos of Macy Estrella at limitlessmacy.com for $9.99 a month. You can subscribe, or for $47.95 for 6 months. Hey, well, Vern, that's 20% off. Don't do that. Ooh. And for a whole year, Vern, if you're feeling froggy, you can sign up for $71.92 for an entire year. You get 40% off. And see, subscribe to access all posts. See that there?
Yeesh.
Right? So your thoughts on that, Vern? What's the first thing you think of when you see this pop up on your screen there?
I think that it's porn for pay, right? I mean, it is what it is. There is a part of celebrity that makes us curious. And if we can see the celebrity in some kind of new light that we've never seen them before, people are willing to dig in their pockets and pay for it, no matter how ridiculous or what. There's an allure to it.
Right, of course. Like, ooh, I wonder how.
I don't know if it's so. Here's the thing. I don't know if $50.
Listen, hold on, Vern. $10. Let's just start there. $10. I'm not paying money for that. I would never. What is the other one? Mandy Sachs Fit, right?
Yes, sir. The OG of the
Nope.
game.
No, I don't know it. Hold on. Mandy Sachs. Oh yeah, we always just put Mandy Sachs fan time.
What is
Wait,
she
where is
charging?
it?
She doing free subscriptions now, or
I don't even see the site. Hold on.
are you about to break an exclusive? She took down her site. She's coming back to the Fed. Are we starting that rumor?
Mandy. What? Hold on. There's all the other sites that are giving the stuff away for free. All those extra sites. Yeah, I don't see hers isn't just popping up.
Yeah, you know what?
Are you trying to too?
I actually just did the same thing, and
I'm going to her Twitter. Her Twitter should have it linked. MandySachs.com. There it is. I don't know why.
Weird.
No.
Did she take it private? Did she take it private to her own
fan
web?
time anymore. She does not have a fan time.
Yeah, it does
anymore.
right there on the bottom left, next to the Instagram.
Oh, fan time VIP. Wow. Oops. User not found. She does not have a fan time. It was Fit Mandy Info.
Wait a second. Is she coming
breaking
back?
news. Breaking
Is she
news.
coming back?
Confirmed. There's no way. Former WWE superstar.
Bruv, I don't see
women's champion.
Yeah.
WBFF bikini world champion. Nobody has talked about this. Most definitely
I don't think anybody else.
I
don't think anyone else is keeping up a bit like us, or we keep going back to check what the price was.
Well, wow, this is breaking. We're here to talk about Lacey Evans,
bruh.
But she's got
her fan time is down.
She's got no.
I'm gonna go. Maybe it's down for maintenance. No way, because if it's not, I think we might just have to start the rumor that she's coming back.
She's got something called Fan Gear VIP.
I checked it. That's just cups and stuff, just random.
Oh, it's merch. Nobody actually buys that stuff, right? Phone cases of her? I bet they do. They're weird. Okay, so I was gonna ask you this question. Is it just the easy route to go for celebrities at this point? Like, just show some skin. Screw it. Make a few dollars.
Let's be honest. People are willing to pay for it, right? Like, no matter what you say about it, people are willing to pay for it.
That's a fact. At this point, right?
I mean, look. So I don't say it in any way, shape, or form to be derogative of it. Like, if you can get it, get it.
Absolutely.
Like, if you can, I tell you, but if you can make money selling pictures of your feet, do you?
Show those toes off.
Show them toes off. Do what you do.
I'll just say this. I'll just say this real quick, Vern. I had a roommate when I first moved to Rhode Island, right?
Yeah.
I first moved to Rhode Island. I had a roommate that I lived with, and she was selling her undergarments to men online.
Oh,
she
yeah.
was meeting them somewhere, selling her undergarments. Sometimes she'd just go to the store that day, buy them, spray them with some nonsense to make it seem like she used them, and then sell it to the men. And there were men, weird, lonely men, who she was meeting up with. And I was like, you're bugging, meeting up with these people by yourself to exchange draws.
Goods for services. Good for services.
That's a good one. Goods for services. Could you imagine that, bro? So
no.
I believe it. I believe it that these people will pay for anything. If somebody's got $10, they're going to give it up. So I mean,
and so maybe that's it, because it's only $10. You spend more on Netflix. You spend more on any
Hulu
other
or
thing.
something. Yeah.
So maybe the low cost of it, but still, it's $10 to walk in the door. But it's like any other a gentleman's establishment.
You
don't get to watch for free.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
pay to come in. Yeah,
exactly. You pay to walk in, but
yeah,
you've also got to pay to play now.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like the casino. It's crazy. So, but I mean, hey,
Frank, I think we broke something here, boss. I really think she's done with this.
Have you been looking it up?
I'm looking and I'm finding. I was about to go on a Wayback Machine and see how far back has she gone that she didn't do anything.
I think the last time we talked about it, we checked, was the last time we had just me, you, and Ian on episode 39, and I think we saw that, and we had said how much it cost, and that was about a month ago.
Yeah.
So,
Man, okay.
something
You know
within a
what?
month.
This will be a developing story because I'll have to. I'm now I have to check this every day because if it's not up, I'm going with she's coming back to the Fed.
Coming back to NXT, you think?
She's coming back.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo,
Pay window
we're calling it
podcast.
right now. Mandy Rose
I did
is
not
going
expect
back
this.
to the Fed. She's going back to NXT.
I'm putting it in.
She shut down her page. She's going back to NXT.
Rose for Vern. For Vern. This is your take. Vern, Mandy Rose, back to NXT. What's today's date?
Or her page is just down for maintenance. But
9/13.
It's back
Or FT page down for maintenance. Boom.
But I think we just broke some news. She's going back to the
Fed. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. Like, I was like, wait a minute. This girl's been peddling that stuff ever since she left. I'm like, well, why would that be gone now? It took a while to find it. So,
well, remember, she did make the bag. She made the bag. She made her first million. After that first million, we said it's the law of diminishing returns. You can only make $1 million once without going to the next level, if you will, without going.
That's what I had said.
More intense.
You have to, The only way she would have made more is if she upped the ante.
Yes. And you joined a big one of the big networks, one of the big the show houses, if you will.
Show houses. That's a good one. That's
making it up as I go along, but it's called working, brother.
Working on the fly. I feel you, brother. We're just calling in the ring. All right, so let's move on. Speaking of calling in the ring, let's move on.
We just spent the whole time talking about Mandy. We forgot about Macy Estrella. The point of
Well, no, I was ending it off talking about the OnlyFans thing. Like, is that just the easy way out? But no, we can continue. Any last takes on her? I mean, it is what it is. Have fun.
It is what it is. Have fun. But I just think that it's a short window because, like we just said, the only way you stay relevant is you either show more skin to win or you don't, and you build a fan base that's willing to pay you just to see you.
Yeah.
So who knows? I hope she makes $1 million. I don't know that she will, but shout out to her.
I hope that restaurant's successful.
Hey, I hope that diner. Yes, that diner is successful. I hope they make really good pie.
Yes, right. Absolutely. All right, so let's move on to the next lady on this ladies' night. We're gonna be talking about Jade Cargill. Vern.
You were right.
So let me see if I can.
Right.
Huh? I was correct. You
were correct. You said you called it. She'd be back in the fall. I said nope. She's done. She's going off to do movies or something.
And she's done here. Yeah, you had a hot take about her.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm trying to find it. 500 Days, TBS champion. We talked about on episode 33. Then, hold on. Where are we? No. Yep. You said, Dunzo reality TV. So I'm trying to just find.
I thought she was
brought it up.
The Real Housewives. I really thought she was going to find herself on one of them shows.
I think it was Double or it was Double or Nothing, right? She worked at Double or Nothing and lost to Chris Statlander, right?
Yes, that was the big like surprise. Chris Statlander came back and beat her after Mandy had just worked a match against what's her name? Tyra Valkyrie.
Tyra Valkyrie.
Excuse me.
Tyra Valkyrie. So that was on episode 34, RIP Iron Sheik. Here we are 7 weeks later. So seven shows later. So she had a good about 14 weeks off, 13, 14 weeks off. Because we said, is this it for Jade? And I said Jade Cargill back late fall. I said like October. September 13th, she's here. So yeah, I was close. But you said,
did she come back? Did she come back on? She came back tonight. I thought she came back last week.
She came back on Collision.
Okay,
September 9th. She came back on Collision. So yeah, like I said, I was a lot closer than you were. You thought she was definitely done here. I thought if she does come back, it will be around that time. My problem with the whole comeback thing, I mean, we just watched it. We ain't gotta sugarcoat it and act like we watched it live or anything. We just watched it. My gripe with it, and you said it too, is nothing has changed. Remember all those rumors that I was reading the articles? oh, she's gonna come back with a possible attitude change, as if they're trying to say, oh, they're gonna turn her baby face. But she comes out there and does pretty much the same exact thing. She hits a few moves, she poses, doesn't speak, doesn't say a word. Smart Mark Sterling, going home. And we got nothing different. We got the same exact Jade Cargill.
And you're left wondering, is she a baby face? Is she a heel?
Because she attacked everybody. She didn't save anybody.
What's her role in this? Yeah, she went to pick up
belt.
She went to pick up Chris Statlander, and you thought, okay, maybe she's going baby, and she kicks Chris Statlander in the face, but she saved Chris Statlander and kisses the bell, and she comes in day one. So is she John Cena that she can just walk in and she's automatically in the title picture?
No.
Like, but
well, for AEW, yeah.
So in that fan's eyes, this is the return of a major player.
I would say so. I would say
based
so.
On someone who
they would say she's a star. They would say Jade's a star. Yeah, they would say she's a star. A typical AEW fan, yeah, they would. I think they would be blind to the fact of how green she still is in the ring, and they would just put over the fact how many matches she won and stuff like that. I think that's my thought on it, but hey, man, I'm not that AEW fan, so
I'm disappointed because I really like. So I didn't see this until I happened to come on. We were in the green room and you put this on for me.
Yeah, I was watching it while you came in. Yeah.
I was like, really? She's just gonna come out, poses, still posing. Like it's like, come on, lady. Like the reason all that stuff caught on was because you were the person doing it, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, Montel Jordan, this is how we do it. That song used to slap.
Yeah, of course.
But it reached a point where if you put the song on, I would groan and go, I don't want to hear this song again.
Yeah, they killed that song in the mid-90s.
And so hearing it come back now, it's okay.
Yeah. Doesn't Amazon use it or something?
Yes, but I don't get hyped for it. I just go, okay, I remember this.
Yeah, nostalgia hit real quick.
If I started hearing that song on heavy rotation, I would want to slap every fan in the face and go, stop it. This song is not, stop it.
I'm going to come out to that as my theme. You're going to be my manager.
Oh, please don't do that to me.
Oh, but, Jesus. So, yeah.
It just feels like she's on her Montel Jordan. She's going to do the one. She's still singing the one hit that made her famous.
She's a one-trick pony. So the only thing we can hope for is that she gets better in the ring, right?
Do you think she's been training this whole time? Considering her attitude beforehand, where she was training only before shows?
I don't think so. I think she was chilling. She was on vacation. She took some time away from wrestling. She took about, 3 months? I think she took some time. She's good.
Did she only lose the belt to take the summer off?
She did take the whole summer off, didn't she? She was gone in Memorial Day weekend and came back after Labor Day weekend. Bro, she took the whole summer off. I'm done. I didn't even put that together. Yo.
Jay just took the summer off.
I want to spend the summer with my kid.
Oh, kid's back in school.
Jade. Okay, Jade. Whatever you want. Whatever you want, Jade. Thanks, guys. Yo, wow. Yeah, no, that's it, Vern. That's it. You got it. Boom, right on the nose. Boop. You got it right there. I didn't even put that together. She was gone at Double or Nothing, which was Memorial Day weekend. And she just came back the shows after Labor Day weekend. And that's considered summer pretty much.
Yep.
People consider those two holidays the beginning and the end of summer. So
she just took the summer off to spend with her kids.
Yo, more power to her.
Yeah,
shout out to Jade.
She got the bag and got to take a 3-month extended vacation.
Yeah, and she's back, and she's right back in the same position. So I won't be surprised if next Double or Nothing she's done again, and then she'll come back after September, Labor Day. Man. After Labor Day, I won't be surprised. That's just going to be her schedule.
Would the snowman be that silly to let her do that?
Yes. Of course he would. What do you mean? Or
This
who
is
are we
also
talking
true.
about here?
This is
We're
also
talking about
true.
Mr. Khan, okay?
Oh,
Absolutely he will. There's without a doubt. Oh, this mosquito bite over here is killing me. I got clapped by a bug yesterday. It left like a visible lump on my arm. I wonder if you can see it.
oh,
You see
dang. Yeah, I
that?
can. Yeah, I can. Wow.
Visible lump on my arm. I'm
Wow.
scratching it now for the first time. All right. That's all I wanted to talk about with Jade. It's just she's back and it's the same old. It's the same old, same old.
Yeah.
And I expected something different. They had the opportunity to be like, yo, let's do something with Jade. Let's get something out of Jade now. Nope, she just came back. Same Jade.
But why smart Mark Sterling? Didn't she fire him at the end? Didn't they have a big falling out?
So I remember she fired him, got Stokely, and then weeks later, they came back with Smart Mark. So I don't know if Stokely said something
Really?
in the back.
I don't even remember.
I don't know if Stokely said something in the back that rubbed Jade the wrong way or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
Bro, things
Stokely's
like that
been
happen
quiet.
in
Where's
AEW.
Stokely been? After he became the GM of ROH
He
or
worked,
whatever?
didn't he? Oh, is that what happened? I don't know.
He
You know
became
more
like,
than I
he
do.
became like the GM of well, so confession time. As we were moving on. Well, actually, matter of fact, I'll save it for our conversation later. Go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
Okay. So let's move on to the next lady. We had 2 returns this week. The other one, my girl. I don't know if she's my girl no more. I got too many now. Since I got Willow on the come up. I don't know about this one anymore. But anyway, my former FKA my boo. Full circle. Nia Jax made her return to the WWE. After the first time since the Rumble. She was on the Rumble, right?
Yes.
As number 30. And then we haven't seen her since. And she came back on the 9/11 episode of Monday Night Raw. And she sat on Rhea Ripley. I don't have all the footage or pictures.
Can't show the footage, but
yeah, she assaulted. She names because she assaulted Raquel Rodriguez, and then she sat on Rhea Ripley, and then she proceeded to slap her in the face when Rhea couldn't even sit there and defend herself. Vern, let's just talk about that real quick. Talk to me about that. How you feel about that, right?
Bruh, okay, so live reaction when she sat on her chest.
Oh my god, yeah.
It was like, damn, that was a stiff.
Yeah,
but Rhea,
bonsai drop. I liked it.
Rhea is tough. Rhea's a tough
Rhea
girl.
can take that. Yeah, of course.
But when she sat on her chest, Rhea's arms were pinned at her side. And then Nia proceeds to paintbrush her left to right, left to right, left to right. I was hot. 6 of them. I was hot 6 of watching that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, are you crazy? What is wrong with you, lady? You just go open hand slam somebody and they can't. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, you're crazy.
So,
and it was for no reason.
Speaking of our favorite mistress, fickle mistress.
Oh, what'd she say?
Fervor, the hatred towards Vince. Because, of course, on Vince's last final Monday Night Raw that Vince was still in control.
That's right.
On his final Monday Night Raw
as the WWE, not TKO.
The basement said this was Vince's middle finger to all of them, was bringing her back. Her back. And so.
Right, because they said at the Rumble, he was there for that, and that's why she was there at number 30, right? Because there were some things. That was when they did the first announcement to TKO, right around the Rumble. when Raul Julia came, yo, I'm telling you, she's a fickle mistress, Vern. Now do you see why I wanted to do she, her?
Bruv, she was on some Vince did this. This is Vince. Vince doesn't care about the fans. This is Vince's hands all over it. Great. Now that the TKO thing's about to happen and he won't be in power anymore. This is his way of taking it to the fans one
last middle finger. That's great. Oh my god, hold on, let me fill this water up. That's hilarious. Like I said, the basement, this is the exact reason why I said I think we should give her some she her pronouns because it fits so well. It may sound like we're being misogynistic or whatever, sexist, but it fits. It just fits, man. I'm telling you. The basement, she's a fickle mistress, and it just works so well. Okay, but yeah, no. What do you think? What do you think? And I guess we can ask. Well, we asked that about Jade Cargill, and we don't even know yet. But what about Nia Jax? We see she's going to be lined up with Rhea.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think she's going to be booked any differently when she comes back? Now that she's back, or she's going to be booked as that monster?
So again? I don't see them using her as a monster per se, just because you have Rhea Ripley, who at the moment is that is the new prototype of female wrestler. If you had more than one Rhea Ripley, you would have you wouldn't know what to do with that.
Yeah,
it'd be too much good in one match, right?
Just to piggyback off of that,
Please.
and because of what you're saying, real quick, you give me a bunch of Rheas, a bunch of Charlottes, and a few Biancas.
Oh,
I've got a W promotion.
That's an all women's promotion. I'm sitting front row to watch.
Yep.
Because
go ahead. Yeah.
Your jaw's gonna hit the ground that you're going, wow, these ladies are killing it right now.
Yep.
So I think that Nia Jax, what do they call the Annihilator, right? That's her moniker right now. The Annihilator.
I think that's the nickname. I think that's the nickname they gave her. I don't remember.
So
she was happy to be there. I'll tell you that.
I don't know that there's currently a space for her to fill, right? Like I don't know that we need a big woman person, like for the big monster heel, because you have a Rhea Ripley. Sure. You have the dominating monster heel. You have the female Gunther, if you will. You have that workhorse of a female wrestler
who dominates. Yeah,
who dominates because she can work her tail off.
Not just because she's a large individual. Yeah, I like that.
Man, that Samoan drop she gave Raquel.
That was actually a good match. The match they had together.
Yeah.
We were talking about it earlier. I like that.
But when Nia came in and gave Raquel that Samoan drop, it was like, man, oh boy, like we're back here again. Like her hitting Samoan drops, etc. So I'm hoping that this will equal. She took time off. She did lose weight. She looks great. She definitely looks a lot more slimmer, trimmer.
Back up there.
Yeah. She looks like she took care of herself in her time off. So shout out to her. Because it's not easy. And I don't say that lightly. Right. As someone who's
someone who knows, right?
Yeah, who knows, who's lost a ton of weight. It's not easy. Yeah. So I give her all the props in the world, but just because you lose the weight doesn't mean you know how to work. So I do hope that she took the time to get better and work on the psychology of it, right? Work on how to be a big person, how to work as a big person, how to use your size to your advantage. Use your size as something more than just loafing around and looking like a sofa with appendages on
it. No, I feel you. So I was going to say, I think I saw some videos of her doing some training. I think maybe some IG reels or something like that.
Okay.
A few months back. So I was like, oh, good for her. She's training. She's doing something. She was like rolling around in the ring, doing like training rolls and all that stuff. So I said, good. But my question, what was I going to ask you now? I'm trying to remember. Oh, do you think they'll do with Nia Jax what they're now currently doing with like Omos, where he's kind of like an attraction? She'll kind of be like an attraction. You see her every now and again. Maybe you see her in stints, like 3 months with one program. Or do you think she's going to start becoming a consistent player on the roster?
I think you have to keep her sparingly, just because she's still so. Love it or hate it, she left a bad taste in a lot of the not the larger fan base, but the more vocal fan base. Back to the base.
The guys just outside the base
hates her.
Yeah, she hates her.
She hurt Kyrie Sane, their favorite Cinnabon, little scrump dillyumptious. She hurt her. What? She's an unsafe worker. There's a whole thing. I'll tell you offline. There's a whole thing.
Sure. I can only imagine. She's a weird one.
So she hurt countless workers. She's unsafe. She can't do X, Y, and Z. So everyone's all PO'd at her for that.
She has hurt a lot of women, though.
Correct.
She has hurt a lot of women. So justified in saying that.
But you got to imagine she put in the work on her time, or while she's been away. Let's see it. That's all I'm saying. You got a spot with with a main eventer, Rhea Ripley's main event.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's open hand slapped her in the face like that, I guess that's what got me hot, because it was like, yo, no offense, you're not The Rock who just made a comeback on the Miz. You're somebody who got eliminated by 90 people, with 20 people at the Rumble that throw you over the top rope.
Mm-hmm.
You left to little to no fanfare. No one cared, and then you had that devilish grin of like, ha 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 ha, and it's just like, yeah. So
yeah, it's just
I do.
It was
hope
extra.
that
I don't know.
I do hope that it leads to she worked on her stuff. She's got some character development going on, and maybe we get to see more of who Nia Jax is beyond just I'm a big girl who can do damage.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I hope there's some development further beyond that. Is what I'll say to it.
I don't know if there actually will be though, to be honest, but
You think it'll
we
be more
shall
of the
see.
same old thing?
I think it's the same thing we're gonna get, like we get with Jade Cargill. It's gonna be the same character, same this, same that. I'm hoping not under the
yeah.
Triple H regime. I feel like they'll book her in a way where she matters, but I don't think she's going to like matter any more than she did in the past, is what I'm trying to say. Like she'll never reach that level where I don't know if you saw this or you were lapsed when she was with Alexa Bliss as her heater, and then Alexa Bliss was talking smack to her to another girl.
Oh, I do remember. It's a Mean Girls.
It turned to their title match at Mania. Yeah, it turned into Mean Girls.
Yes, I do remember this when she called her fat or something behind her back. And
right. She was like being bullied. That like her highest point where she became champion at Mania. And I don't think she'll ever be at that level again. I don't see it. Not now.
Not now. And that's what I'm saying. I will 100%. I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love to see that she did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but I just think the roster now compared to that when she won the championship, I don't even know.
See, this is a Prof Shay Cass question because
they would have. They would have. Prof would have went and just like a couple blinks, and then he would have had it, bro. Like what? It was WrestleMania 34. He would have had it off the rip.
Like, and told us it's a horrible match. The referee misses his one spot where he goes down, and you can see his shoelaces are untied. Yeah, he'd hit us.
So that was random. So WrestleMania 34 was it's going to be almost 6 years ago, April 8th, 2018, because they're at 40, right?
Wow.
So it's 2018 when she won that championship. So that tells you, you know what I mean? That ship has sailed on her. I don't think she'll ever get back to that top of the mountain. If she does, more power to her. I'll eat crow. I'll take an egg to the face. I'll do all that, but I just don't see it happening. That's my final take on it. You know what I mean?
I'm with you, bro.
All right, so man, we're moving right along. Well, these are some very short ones, but now we're gonna get to like the meat and potatoes. This is why I love how we booked the card today, because we got like a lot of stuff to talk about, and we just ran through 4, and we're 30-something minutes in. So we also didn't have a long tangent in the beginning either. So,
yeah. Today we actually got to it. Today's like one of the first times where you and I didn't get into a whole bunch of tangents.
Yeah, we didn't have one, but I don't know. Maybe it's because we haven't seen a lot of. We'd have to talk about a lot of wrestling this time around. I don't know. I have no idea. It's just very, very strange. Sure. But hey, I'll take it. So TKO, it's
official.
It's here, Vern. It's here.
Ah, man. What a moment.
Look at this picture. Look at this picture. Look at the people in this picture. Nick Khan, Vince McMahon, Ari Emanuel, right? Is that his correct name?
That's the homie in the middle. Yeah.
Ari Emanuel. White. Yep. Dana White, Daniel Cormier, Montez. No, is Montez up there? I don't see Montez. I see Bianca up there.
But I think Montez was a part of it, though. Yeah, he was a part of it. And that's what's his face.
But he's not in that photo. Triple H.
In the background, that's Kevin Dunn. No, isn't that Kevin Dunn behind
behind Khan?
Khan, yeah.
Is Dunn? Okay. Like, dude, it's insane to see. Does it just real quick? I have this picture up. Does Nick Khan not look like Shane McMahon?
Like a stockier, fuller Shane McMahon?
Like a bigger, like a fuller Shane. Just look at it. Just his face, though.
The way you said that, now you're saying it, you know what? Even the outfit, if you told me he was wearing a pair of Jordans, a pair of blue jeans, and that white shirt, I'd be like, oh, that's Shane O'Mac.
It just hit me right now. I'm looking, I'm like, man, in my head, I'm like, man, that should be Shane. And I'm like, whoa, that is Shane. Look at Nick Khan. I'm looking at him over there. Like, that's definitely Shane. So if for the audio listener, Vern, could you explain what we were just looking at, just gushing over? I don't know what adjective to use there. Well, we were just gushing over, or verb, I mean. I don't want to be Kevin Nash over here. What are we looking at here, Vern, for the audio listener?
So we are looking at, they are standing at the New York Stock Exchange with a world title that has now been modified with the new TKO logo, what is now the new listing for WWE and UFC. That it was purchased. What was it? The flywheel. It's now part of the flywheel.
I can't wait to. Don't explain that too far, because we're gonna get to that.
Okay, but under the Endeavor banner, Endeavor banner, you got TKO. So you have all these faces are smiling, except Khan. Khan looks like he's posing for something.
Yeah, Khan was
Vince,
like, "Hey, we're taking a picture."
yep, Vince is definitely counting the checks he's gonna get in his mind. Ari Emanuel looks excited. Dana White's
Yeah,
hype. Triple H is clapping, being like a good team player. Daniel
yeah,
Cormier is hype. Bianca's clapping. And you got
yeah.
all these important people. They're standing up at the bell at the New York Stock Exchange because they're going to ring the bell to welcome in
Start the morning.
this
Yeah,
to start the morning for trading, but to
yeah,
also open up the new trading of the new listing for TKO, because now that WWE their listing is gone.
yep. The WWE listing is gone. So Vern, you're a shareholder.
Yeah, it's funny you said I got to look into
So
my
now you're a
portfolio.
share.
I don't I got to check that. I don't know how that
You should be
works.
a shareholder of TKO now. Isn't that how it works? You
I
had, I think
I
it
got to check it
said
out.
if you had WWE shares, it was going to carry over. I thought we read that somewhere.
Oh, it's going to
It was going
convert.
to
Okay.
carry over to the TKO shares. You might want to double check into that. I
I
mean, that's
should
your
double
money.
check that because
That's your
that
money.
stock was doing good. That stock,
That's
this
what I'm
stock
saying.
shot up something like it was like $7-8. It shot up to 106.
All right, so I'm going to read that article. TKO officially public. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to leave that picture up because I like it. It's a very good picture.
Did you
Ooh,
see the
1 second, I had
photos
to burp.
that who was it? Prof sent it in the group chat.
The Durag Vince ones.
I was going to tell you should use Durag Vince because Durag Vince looks so real. It kills me how real
It
Durag
looked
Vince
too
looks.
real. Yeah, no, this AI stuff is getting too good
Whoever
because it looks like
photoshopped these
he really wore it.
pictures, you couldn't tell me that's not Vince. Didn't really wear a Durag this event.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
The shiny purple cam, killer cam.
What are you
Durag.
talking about? The Purple Haze Killer Cam Durag album cover. Like what? He just needed to be rocking it loose with the strings off the side, and I would have been like what? Vince really rocked that? All right, so let me read this article. This is from now we're doing legitimate sites here for this stuff because
Yeah.
this is business. This is wrestling, but this is business in the world of wrestling, like big business. Okay. All right. So this is from CNBC. This is was published yesterday as of right now, Tuesday, September 12th at 1:55 p.m. Looks like it got updated later on in the day. This was by Alex Sherman. It says TKO, the newly merged UFC WWE, aspires to grow beyond fighting. Let me get my reporter voice on. Hold on. Take a sip and clear my throat. Here we go. Ultimate Fighting Championship and World Wrestling Entertainment executives decided to name their newly publicly traded company TKO to honor the company's expertise in fighting, but they have broader aspirations than just owning combat sports. TKO began trading on the New York Stock Exchange on Tuesday, culminating a merger of two live entertainment juggernauts that was announced in April. The combined company is 51% owned by Endeavor Group Holdings, which owns assets including UFC and Hollywood talent agency WME, and 49% owned by WWE shareholders. Shares rose 2.4% on Tuesday. The first 18 months of the company's existence will revolve around integrating UFC and WWE, Mark Shapiro, TKO's president and chief operating officer, said in an interview with CNBC. That includes eventually going to market together for international media rights and bringing together the company's production efforts and back offices, Shapiro said. After that, TKO plans to swing into acquisition mode to grow the company, he said. We will ultimately be in the marketplace looking for other sports properties that we can bolt into the flywheel enhanced by Endeavor, unquote. Shapiro said, adding the company has a strong desire to expand internationally. I knew you would love that as soon as I said flywheel.
Oh,
Endeavor
boy.
also owns professional bull riders and two tennis tournaments, the Mutua Madrid Open and the Miami Open. The flywheel includes Endeavor's representation where am I? Of professional athletes through WME, its expertise in negotiating media rights, product licensing, and enhancing live events to boost venue fees. Shapiro also envisions direct-to-consumer options with TKO that don't exist yet. WWE currently streams on NBC Universal's Peacock in a deal that concludes in 2026. Shapiro said other streaming entities have already expressed interest in bidding on the rights when that deal expires. In the coming months, TKO executives will also negotiate new media deals for WWE Raw and SmackDown on traditional pay TV. NBC Universal and Fox currently own those rights. There's a little more here. So here we go. It's who runs TKO. Vince McMahon, 78, is the executive chairman of TKO, and Ari Emanuel is the CEO. Oh man. Shapiro made it clear who will be the company's leader. Ari Emanuel is running the company, Shapiro said. Vince will play a role. He's got experience and influence, but he understands the role of CEO is Ari's. This is not a shared position. McMahon has earned a reputation as a force of a personality, both as a WWE character and behind the scenes, in more than his 40 years running WWE. He's also had some recent legal issues. On July 17th, according to a recent filing, federal law enforcement agents served a federal grand jury subpoena on McMahon stemming from allegations of sexual misconduct. No charges have been brought in the investigation. Shapiro noted Emanuel has already proven he can run a company alongside a sports league co-founder with a big personality and checkered past. Dana White, UFC's president, has dealt with a number of controversies in his personal life, including slapping his wife in a recorded video while brashly and unapologetically staying in his job. Quote, me leaving hurts the company, my employees, hurts the fighters, doesn't hurt me, unquote, said White during a media event earlier this year. Quote, do I need to reflect? No, I don't need to reflect. I own this. I'm telling you that I am wrong, unquote. And that was the end of that one. Pretty good article, I would say.
Yeah.
Lot to unpack, sir. Lot to unpack. I say we start from the top. So,
yeah,
like we said, TKO officially public.
Amazing, isn't it?
Endeavor owns. Yeah, it's crazy because we talked about it. Let me see if I can find the episode. I'm gonna see if I can find it. UFC.
I think it was towards the beginning where we talked about like, wow, a day when Vince was not McMahon is no longer in control, ownership of the WWE.
So I just found episode 24.
Okay.
R.I.P. Jay Briscoe. Wow, that's when we first started talking about TLF. Because that's when you told me about the off. Episode 25 was the go home show. I see the note for it.
Let's go.
And it's episode 41, TLF. Holy wow. Anyway, tangent. This was Stephanie stepping down as a CEO. This was January. So around January, Vince McMahon was returning for the WWE sale. And it was starting to ramp up talking about his sales and all that. And we were like, no, not talking about sale. I think we're just talking about they're just trying to figure out who's going to get the deals for the show. Because they never said the word sale. That's what we were stuck on, right? So if we were to continue looking, give me a sec. We did the whole bloodline story.
Yes, we did.
Mandy Rose. Let's see here. I think it was big. Okay, WWE Endeavor sale. Episode 30. I don't remember the name of that episode. I don't have it written down there.
Yeah.
It's episode 30. We could find that out really quick if I get Spotify up quick enough. What is happening doing that? That is very strange. It keeps scrolling back down on me. I don't know if you hear me like rolling back up quickly. Episode 30. Here we go. It says WWE Endeavor sale. Mustache Vince, Raul Julia. And this is when Ian was saying to us, that's all Vince wanted to do, one more payday. And that was WrestleMania. He was 100% correct. That was his one big payoff to show the big wigs, look what we can do. It's when TKO starts to run these shows. So what do you think when the show starts in the beginning? Do you think you're going to see it say TKO now, or still going to have then, now, forever together WWE?
I think somewhere you're going to see that TKO logo start to pop up
somewhere, right?
Yeah, I definitely do. Or maybe at the end of the show, when they run the credit at the very end of the show, like with the Nia picture
on the bottom. Bottom, yeah. So like,
I wonder if you'll see it there. Yes,
yeah, it'll probably say TKO Inc. or something like that.
Yeah, because I know World Wrestling Entertainment Inc. in terms of the stock market, I know that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, no, they're not there. And that company merged. They became one and became TKO. So I won't be surprised if SmackDown, it says TKO Inc. It might still say World Wrestling Entertainment. Who knows?
We'll have to take a look. Yeah, we'll have to take a look for that.
Right. Let's go back to the unpacking here. So yeah, we were talking about episode 30. That's when we first started talking about it. And here we are, episode 41. So episode 30 was probably like what, March? Right before Mania. We were like March. Yeah. So it had to be like March. So we've been talking about it 6 months later. Here we go. We kind of put it on the back shelf because we couldn't talk anything about it, but here we are now. And again, more to unpack. Stocks rose 2.4% that day. That's what you were talking about. It went up. The shares went up.
Yeah.
So that's automatic already. That's good news. That immediately once they went public, people started like, "Yo, I want in." So that's a good look. It did Shapiro. This guy did a lot of talking in this article. He's the president and the COO. In the first, is that my dog out here? What's going on? Am I bugging? Oh, he's knocked. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I thought he was going up the stairs. I thought I heard him going up. I was like, "Where's he going?" It's only me down here. That's why I'm asking. The first 18 months of the company's existence will revolve around integrating the UFC and WWE. So that means they're going to be downsizing, laying people off.
Yeah, that's a
cutting
corporate.
people
That's
off.
corporate speech. Yeah.
Yeah, the way they're saying integrating, that means they're just putting both companies together and getting rid of the people they don't need. That's exactly what.
Yeah.
That
So
means.
they're not going to have two accounting firms. They're not going to have two sets of all this. You're going to lose a lot of
Right.
just that office stuff. So before people get pissed
Right,
and hate
exactly.
Vince and start saying he's a monster, you don't need a double of all these positions, folks. Some of these people are going to have to get laid off. It's part of business.
I know we're going to get there. We're going to talk about who runs what. But do you think now our fickle mistress that is the basement, do you think she's going to now be saying, freaking Ari? Ari's over here telling Triple H what to do. Do you think it's going to be that now? Because he's the CEO, and like it said in later on in that article, he's the one in charge. I just had to bring it up because you brought that up.
Yeah, you know what? I got to be honest. Last thing I saw was Vince. Everyone hating Vince for bringing back Nia, and I'm trying to think. Did I read anything on that? No, I don't think I should.
Is anybody going to come for Ari? I'm just wondering.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they were coming. They were all coming for Triple H and calling Triple H a coward, and Triple H is this, and he's just a puppet boy.
Why would he? What? Come on, stop.
He's a puppet because Vince overrides him. Vince tells him what to do, and Triple H just takes it. He doesn't know when to put his foot down and say, you know.
Just think about that. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this, Vern. This picture. There are a lot of big wigs in there. A lot of people that are seven figures on this picture here that I have up. Of all those people up there, besides the lady directly behind Ari Emanuel, and I'm talking about Bianca Belair, two of them are actual people that participated in the sport that these companies have merged with.
Yeah.
One is Triple H. The other one's Daniel Cormier. Okay? Paul Levesque is in a position now, a corporate position, where he is set for life. He put his body on the line for a company, and he's now set for life.
You got wait. I can't. Oh man, you have no idea. Yes,
you can interject.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead. Keep going. Because I got to tell you what they made.
Say it again.
I got to read to you what the bonuses were.
Oh, okay. So that's perfect. I can't wait to hear that because we're gonna get to that. So I'm just thinking, like, how can people talk smack about Triple H so much? He's just a puppet. He's just this and that. This man was a student of the game. He's the player coach you want on your team, who's going to be able to relate to the players on the team, but still be able to have that connection with the coach to get the message that the coach wants across to the players. You get what I'm saying? Like that. I forgot who that was for our team when we coached Pop Warner. I can't remember the kid's name at this point. Yeah. But he was like the smartest kid. And we were like, yo, this kid has to be, I think he was the center of our team, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the center of our team because he just understood the game so much, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that was the second time around I was coaching.
Okay. I'm trying to think of it.
Wasn't the second time around?
Wasn't it Ben our center? Big Ben?
Yeah, Ben was our center. Ben was it wasn't, and Ben was just a beast.
Yeah, Ben was a beast. But
no, for the second time around, this kid, he was just the smartest kid on the field. He understood, he knew all the assignments. And he was a lineman. I was like, okay, kid, you're my center because you know every play, you know every play call, and you know who needs to be everywhere. So if one kid doesn't get it right, at least you at the center who's snapping the ball can understand where everybody else is going. So that's why. And I told him he'll probably be a coach once he gets older. So that's the kind of people you want on your side. And I mean, why? I don't know. Again, I don't know why you would talk so much smack about Triple H when that dude's put in the work.
Because Vince.
From day one, because Vince. Yeah, that's right. I don't know. It's just nonsense to me. They just want to talk smack about Raul Julia. And all right, so let's talk about this flywheel.
Bro.
I know you wanted to pop for it when you said when you
Oh
saw
my
flywheel.
God. Go ahead. Tell me about this flywheel.
So after they integrate both companies, like they said, they plan to go into acquisition mode. Now that's big. So the company I work for, my shoe job, has been in acquisition mode for man, when I went down to Missouri for them to talk to me about it, oh my God, I think they've been doing it since the early 2000s. They've been in acquisition mode. They started down in Missouri, and this company has expanded all over the country because they just keep buying other companies. Like they keep buying other small companies and just implanting themselves in there and just growing. And now they're over 6,000 locations because of it. And they started off just a small company in Missouri. Went in acquisition mode about 20 some odd years ago, 6,000 locations. So, you know what I mean? So if they're going into acquisition mode, what are you talking about? What else can they buy? Are they going to start buying other combat sport companies? Are they coming for the dub?
So
is Tony Khan for sale, Vern?
No, I heard that it's the Saudi government invested a ton of was it 50 million into some UFC alternative, like Professional Fight League, PFL, the Professional Fight League.
Okay,
and
yeah, that's
opening.
UFC's. Yeah.
Oh, is it UFC?
I think PFL is UFC's.
Okay,
I think so.
I didn't know it was because they're apparently going to open up an exclusive division in Saudi Arabia. They're going to hold shows exclusively out there.
Oh no, it's not. The company that owns them is MMMax Investment Partners.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, that was the news. That was the news that came out a few days. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but they yeah, man. So apparently there's going to be competition, right? Because at the moment UFC's the biggest game in town. With the acquisition of WWE and merging them together, you have now like the video packages. Like that's what I'm excited for is the visual product.
Yeah,
you're going to bring that WWE big time feel to UFC show on purpose.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
The packages UFC does. Remember that package they did for Ronda Shayna, where we were like, bro, this package was money. The match was desirable, but it was money.
Yeah, the build up for it worked. It felt genuine. It felt like a UFC a promo. So that's why I'm like, okay, they're gonna have to eventually blend those two together, the production. You know what I mean? You're gonna have one TKO production team. There might be one team that deals with WWE, another team deals with UFC, but I'm sure TKO is gonna want one look.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Something. Yes.
That's why I'm like, okay, it's interesting to see how both products are going to look going forward because I watch UFC pay-per-views all the time, and I watch WWE all the time. So it's going to be interesting to see how, if anything, changes within the next, let's say, 18 months once they start bringing everything together. So by the middle of 2024, I'd love to see how it looks by then. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm excited because I really think
cool
it'll be
yeah.
And
let's see.
Also, to add on to that, because you talked about the integration. Speaking with ESPN this week, Nick Khan addressed a potential crossover between WWE and UFC, and he said retired fighters could have a longer on-screen life by joining the WWE program. With that, Khan added that UFC fighters will remain focused on the UFC in the same manner the superstars will remain focused on WWE. Vince has said that the focus remains on delivering for our fans across the globe as we take the business to the next level alongside UFC and Endeavor.
Do you see them? I just had a thought. Do you see them taking over a city for a weekend?
Yeah. So that was the other thing. I forgot what article I read, but it was talking about the idea is going to be if your city's going to book a show, you're going to get UFC and the WWE coming to your town to do a show.
Okay. That's crazy. Okay. So they're going to give you, let's say they're coming to Boston. TKO's coming to Boston. They're going to give you
A PLE.
SmackDown. They're gonna give you SmackDown on Friday.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay?
Right. Okay.
They're gonna give you SmackDown on Friday. If it's let's say it's for Mania. Let's say it's Mania. Let's go to Philly. They'll give you SmackDown Friday, right? At wherever the Sixers play. I don't know the name of that gym anymore. Wherever the Sixers play. Saturday, they're going to give you NXT Stand and Deliver at the football stadium. Okay? Right? Then there's night 1 of Mania and night 2 of Mania. And somewhere in there, you're going to fit a UFC show in that same weekend? Can you imagine the amount of dollars that can be made that way? And I'm just using Mania as the PLE. Let's just use a regular pay-per-view. Okay, the Rumble.
Yeah.
Wherever the Rumble is. I forgot. In Tampa. The Rumble's in Tampa. I think they do UFC fights down in Tampa.
You would know.
You're not telling me they can run the Rumble. The Rumble is January 27th. I just got the email for the tickets today. I'm sure you did too. January 27th. These are on a Saturday now. They're starting to do them on Saturday nights. So you can't tell me. I mean, UFCs are on Saturday nights as well. They can't finagle something where they take over the city of Tampa and go, you're going to get a WWE PLE, you're going to get a SmackDown, you're going to get an NXT, you're going to get the Raw after, and probably, hey, at the end of that week, you're going to get the UFC pay-per-view. You'll get UFC 3-0 whatever by that point. The amount of dollars, dude, for everybody involved, the city, the employees, the people working, everybody's getting bread. But in the end, TKO's getting the big dollars. So I'm just like, wow. Are people you think people are going to try to claim monopoly on this thing because they're trying to dominate combat sports? Kind of like how they said WWE was trying to monopolize pro wrestling?
Well, UFC is the biggest game in town, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's bigger than UFC.
Right.
And I don't see that changing anytime soon. And with this happening, I think any chance you had to be bigger than UFC is not going to happen. You're done.
No, you can't. You can't. Just like any company can try to compete with WWE. Another millionaire or billionaire wrestling fan can say, I'm going to start a company. It doesn't matter. You're not catching up to TKO now. You're not catching up ever. They just put themselves in a position where it's them. It was already, okay, UFC, WWE, and then everybody else. Now it's a TKO and everybody else. And y'all are never near us. So it's like, wow. Just to think about it that way, it's like what they've really done. Now that it's public and all that, it's like, wow, they've really taken over.
So did you hear how much the Endeavor ended up paying for WWE at the end?
I have not, but one last thing.
Okay, please.
I just wanted to bring up.
Okay.
TKO is going to negotiate the media deals for Raw and SmackDown.
Oh,
I'm wondering where
I
they're
wanted to talk about this with you. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so go ahead.
Reports I've read are saying USA is definitely going to stay with they're going to pay whatever to keep Raw because it's their number one show.
Right. It's been the number one show since the 90s. So yeah.
Now the question mark is SmackDown. Because SmackDown allegedly, from what I've read and rumors online, Disney and Amazon are the two big ones that are interested in it.
Okay,
because
but
Disney owns ESPN, right?
Yes.
Okay,
so you would get it on ESPN.
So Disney wants and whatchamacallit, and then Amazon. I guess I didn't get how Amazon
is Prime.
But Amazon has the MLB now. Amazon now has like all these different live sports on their channel. So apparently they're the two ones with deep pockets. That SmackDown, right? SmackDown, who cares? It's moved from Tuesday. It used to be on every Thursday.
It's been on, I think it's been on every day of the week except Monday.
So it's run the gambit. So you don't have the brand loyalty. And I heard from the reports I was reading, was that the amount of money that TKO is going to be able to ask for, Fox may just be like, I'm all set. I don't think that might be too deep for our pockets.
Remember, Fox, we were talking about it way back.
Yeah.
We were talking about how much Fox was losing money. Because we brought that up a minute ago. Fox was losing money on the deal.
And what's crazy, since we've been doing this podcast, boss, wrestling has gotten hotter.
Yes.
It's gotten
crazy.
Hotter.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, let's asterisks. WWE wrestling has gotten hotter, because there are some promotions that are selling $10 tickets and BOGO tickets, but that's another conversation.
Hey, that's something else. But hey,
So
competition,
WWE is getting
challenger
hotter.
brand. Sorry,
Yeah, well, they're not we're not a challenger brand. We're the
secondary
number
company.
2.
Secondary company.
Yeah. Anyway,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
so what do you think is going to happen if it goes? Let's just say, could you see a universe where SmackDown goes to a streaming network and you have to watch the live stream
Exclusively?
It's off. If it well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
like I was like, if Amazon buys it, where's
Vern,
Amazon going to show it? They don't have
Vern. It can happen. It can happen.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it. Think about Vince. Think about Vince, right? Vince has always been talking about the WWE having its own channel, right? He's been thinking about the network since the 90s, right? That's the stories. Everybody says he's been thinking about the network since the 90s. There's some broadcasts he's done where he's even said WWE network, WWF network. He said that. Okay. So,
and when they had it, it was something, but it never fully materialized into what he expected.
He had the on demand. He did 24/7. He was giving you wrestling on demand. He was giving you a network through the channels of cable without you even knowing it. And then the technology advanced and he came out with a network where you can watch wrestling all the freaking time. And that was 9 years ago. Then he sells it. Right? He sells it off to Peacock, who can handle it now.
And that deal is through 2026. And
2026,
rumor has it, if that may be part of like who's gonna that there's a lot of there's interested parties in acquiring the rights.
Okay. So who's to say Amazon doesn't come, Bezos don't come through, because Bezos and Triple H were at a fashion show for Maxine Dupree sitting side by side with each other. Did you see that?
No.
Maxine Dupree was doing some fashion show.
What?
Triple H and Bezos are right next to each other. So what's to say Bezos don't pull up like, hey, yo, Vince, hey, yo, Ari, I got this. Check this out, homie. I needs SmackDown, okay? And I'm going to need that network on my Prime. Ooh, what y'all need? I'm going to need a few Billy. Okay, hold on. Do you want the check in both your names? TKO Holdings? What do you, dude? I'm telling you, I think they will go the streaming route for SmackDown. I could definitely see it happening.
Yeah. So
I don't think they really care about ratings no more. That's the future. And they're all about the future. Everything's always been about the future. That's why I'm always thinking.
Do you see them going to Disney? So ESPN and the Disney holding group with ESPN, or do you see it going to, or do you see it going to, because does ESPN streams UFC fights, right? Or am I making that up?
Yes.
Okay.
ESPN Plus. So if Disney does buy in, I want SmackDown. I want the network. WWE on Disney Plus. You get SmackDown on ESPN. You get the replays on Hulu anyway, because Hulu got the deal. Oh my God, dude.
Yo.
The game gonna change. The game's gonna change a little bit.
This could be, man, imagine only getting one show on paid cable, and then after that you got to pay for an app.
Think about this, Vern.
Shoot.
10 years ago, how much content did you consume sitting in front of your couch or laying in your bed with your TV on? 10 years ago. If you had to give a percentage, how much of that?
A good amount. But I'm trying to think of was I watching DVDs back then?
But that was 2013. But still, that counts as media content.
Okay, yeah, okay. Then
watching on a big TV screen.
So much.
Okay,
nonstop.
10 years ago, 20 years ago, how much were you watching on? All your content was
Everything.
In front of a TV screen.
Everything.
2023, you don't need. This is my TV screen right here.
Yeah,
this is my TV screen. That quick. Like, that's a TV screen for me now.
Man.
So tablets, phones, mobile devices of all sorts. It's the
crazy.
Wave.
Yeah.
You don't need to. What do they say? Okay. Back in the day, here's a thought process for you to think about how television is changing. Back in the day, what they used to say when you want to watch something. Okay, we'll be live, blah, 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 blah. Check your local listings. Right?
Yeah.
Then what they used to say. Now what they say. Set your DVRs, right? Set your DVRs. Forget tuning in live to watch it. Set your DVR. Watch it later. Set your DVRs. Now it's live and on stream the next day, because every major channel's got a streaming service.
Yeah, at this point, you're 100% correct.
Every CBS has one. NBC's got one. Fox has one. All the major big networks have them. All of them. So they just say live at this time or stream it the next day. They're like, whatever. We don't even care when you watch it, as long as you watch it. So
because you already paid for the service.
Why? So there's less people consuming it on actual television. I'm pointing at my TV. Less people consuming it on an actual television. It doesn't matter. I got Amazon Prime Video on my phone. All right, I can watch SmackDown. Okay, cool. Done deal. I can see it happening.
Yeah,
I can see it happening.
The more you're selling me on it, you're selling me on the idea. I'm like, yeah, I guess I could.
Put me in the pitch room, Vince. It's nuts to think about, brother. It's nuts to think about. That's all I want. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah,
because it's
so speaking of nuts.
Yeah. Who's collecting what?
How much did they acquire? Did Endeavor acquire WWE for? What's the final total?
I don't know. You tell me.
$9.3 billion.
$9.3
billion.
What are they all together worth? Like 20-something billion or something?
Oh, they have to be. They have
because I think UFC was like 12 billion. That's nuts. God. 21 billion.
So according to the Endeavor's acquisition of WWE, executive bonuses were handed out
already
for the sale. They got a bonus for the sale.
Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense. It just came out.
So I don't know what Vince's is, but Vince's value went up to $6 billion after the sale of this company.
His value, like his
as in like
personal. Oh wow!
Everything said that Vince walked away with.
He was at 4. He was at 4 something, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was at 4. Now he's at 6.
Net worth. Now he's at $6 billion.
Vince is worth $6 billion after this deal.
Yo, golly.
So Triple H, Paul Levesque, head of creative and chief content officer, got a $5 million bonus.
Ooh, that's my dog. Yes, sir. Get to the bag, Paul. Hell
Frank A. Riddick III, WWE's CFO, he got $5 million. Kevin Dunn, WWE's executive producer, chief of global television distribution, got $7 million.
7.
Nick Khan, WWE. He
has an important role, Kevin Dunn.
Yeah, his dad saved a bunch of tapes for Vince. We've all heard it. That's why Kevin Dunn. Yeah, we know. I know. And Nick Khan, WWE CEO, a cool $15 million. Bruv, these are insane bonuses.
They're good.
How is that a bonus?
Yo, $5 million? I feel like I get $5 million. I'm set for life. I'm set for the rest of my life. You give me $5 million. Like, I'm good.
Do you know how hard it would take the normal person to spend $5 million in one lifetime?
Right.
Like, you know, and I say normal and like, not like, oh, I'm going to go buy I'm going to
spend this nonsense. Right.
Like a normal person, a practical person, you would never spend $5 million. You'd never spend it.
It's insane. $5 million. $5 million.
Bro, that's
15.
10. That's 25, 30, 32 million.
Where's that money coming from?
That 9.3 billion that they
that
sold
9.3 billion. That's insane.
I saw those numbers and my mind was blown. I'm like, bro, what?
That's wild. That's absolutely wild to think about.
But Triple H got the bag.
I'm proud of him. I'm proud of my boy. You know, that's my guy since 97. Triple H has been my guy. So I'm happy for him. That's like I said, the dude cut his teeth bumping in a ring and look where he is now. He's a corporate dude working for the company.
Who married the boss's daughter.
Shout out to Triple H, man. Shout out to Triple H. Hey, listen, that's a W game plan. Listen, I'm not mad at Triple H for the route he took. So I don't know if there's anything else about this article. Vince McMahon, executive chairman, and Ari Emanuel is the CEO. So based off this article, the guy was pretty much saying Vince is a figurehead. He's got a lot of knowledge, so we'll value his insight. But Ari's going to be the decision maker. So,
and
I guess
Ari, remember his interviews. Ari was like, "Yo, I'm letting him do his thing. I'm not going to step on nobody's toes. I'm not interested in coming in and do nothing like that. It's not my business."
Yeah.
So who knows
We'll
if
see.
nothing changes and it's just going to be Vince being Vince.
We shall see. If we see Big Show
Nia,
come back.
if we see Nia Jackson almost doing a tag match, we know Vince is back.
That fickle mistress she is, I tell you. I tell you. All right, so I think that was good enough on TKO. You want to move on?
Go ahead. Speaking of fickle mistresses, go ahead. Talk about it.
Talk
about it.
Punk. We close. I wish I had a book. We close the chapter, Vern. Can you slam a book or something? We are closing the chapter for now on CM Punk. We need an audible too. It's got to pop up on the microphone. Close that book up. There we go. Closing the book on CM Punk, man. Things have been interesting these past few weeks, Vern. I see you shaking your head over there. You all right?
I'm shaking my head because this one course of action has caused me to say goodbye to the dub for now.
All right, before we get into all that, let me read this.
Before we get into all that, please.
So we're gonna. I think this is a pretty decent. This is a pretty decent article. Okay. So I'm gonna be reading this for a while. There's also videos. I'm going to play. We might be gone for a little bit on this one because I'm gonna play 2 videos that aren't owned by AEW, but AEW personalities pop up on the video, so we shall see what happens to the video version. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Work for you?
Works for me, boss.
So this article is on Sports Illustrated, and it says Fan Nation. Okay,
is it Justin Barrasso? Oh my, the AEW shill. Okay. Enough said. Justin Barrasso wrote it. Justin Barrasso wrote the John Moxley dissertation on blood. The Blood and Guts was the greatest Blood and Guts match ever. I can't stand this guy. I can't stand. So whatever you're gonna read, I'm sorry. Whatever you're gonna read right now in my mind is bad Punk bad, Con good. So go ahead. This guy's on payroll.
So this article was written by Justin Barrasso on September 3rd at 10 a.m. It says a deeper look at CM Punk's dismissal from AEW. Despite endless promise when he debuted, the relationship between CM Punk and AEW only lasted 2 years. I think we should do a deep dive on CM Punk in AEW since the tenure is over now.
Yeah, 2 years.
I think we should do. I think it'll probably take about an hour to do because of how quick his 2 years were. Because remember, he was hurt for about half of it. So, all right. So a day before All Out, which takes place later tonight in Chicago, Tony Khan fired CM Punk. Fortunately for AEW, a specific Punk match was not advertised for the card, but there was ample speculation that Punk would make a surprise appearance. Clearly, that will not be the case. Punk was not dismissed solely because of his backstage altercation with Jack Perry last week in London at All In, though that did not help his cause. His firing came after Khan felt physically threatened by Punk at All In during his attempt to get Punk refocused on the match. Unlike prior occasions, Khan was not able to effectively communicate or reason with Punk, and eyewitness accounts supporting Khan's claim further ended any chance that Punk would return to AEW. Are you good over there right now? I don't know if you're stewing. Are you boiling a little bit? Your ears are red. I see it.
I'm listening to this shill. Go ahead.
Yeah. Khan's legal team unanimously recommended that Punk's contract be terminated, Sports Illustrated has learned, and Khan ultimately made the decision to fire him. Okay, here we go. Khan spoke to the crowd in Chicago last night ahead of Collision, giving his side of the firing. He shared that his safety was in jeopardy during the Punk incident at All In, and that other members of AEW crew were also in danger. Khan added that he had never previously felt his life had been in danger at a wrestling show until that moment. Vern, I give you Exhibit A of Tony Khan on Twitter, posted by a girl named Kelsey at Marvel Girl. Give her a follow if you would, please. This is part 1 of Tony Khan to the crowd, in case it's not aired at the AEW Collision. This is from the announce table, the monitor from the announce table. So this girl must have been sitting right behind the announce table.
Oh, this is the girl. This is the girl. This is the girl who flips off Hangman Page.
In the orange
with
hair.
with the orange hair. That the basement, she came for her.
She came for her, didn't
Remember,
she? Yeah.
I sent you the post where they had to lock it on Reddit. They had to lock the post because everybody was in there on some wild takes about she should kill herself.
So is she the reason why this got exposed?
Ooh, I did not know that was her. Wow, small world.
All right. Small world. All right, here we go. Let's get it. Oh, why are you buffering?
About it before Collision and All Out this weekend because I really respect all of you. I'm a wrestling fan like you, and if I were in your shoes, I could totally understand how a lot of you feel one way or the other. But I just want to tell you, I'm out here because I had to do something I did not want to do today. I'm very sorry to fans or anybody who's upset by it. This week we conducted an investigation independent of me. I have a discipline committee in AEW that is independent and is comprised majority of lawyers. And I also brought in outside legal counsel. I hired independent lawyers to investigate this and make a recommendation. This is different than anything I've ever been involved in sports or wrestling. It was very tough. When I met them, the unanimous recommendation was the action that I took. The action that I took came as a result of this investigation, but I have to say it stems from an incident backstage last weekend at AEW All in London. I've been going to wrestling shows like you for over 30 years, and the first one I ever went to was with my dad, who's here tonight, downstate in San Diego. Without him, none of this would be possible because he's a hugely unacclaimed in AEW, and that's why we're here. And everything I know about business, I learned from him. He's a family businessman. This is a family business. And I care about the people who work here. That's the production staff, that's everybody that works here. The wrestlers, but also people you don't think about every day that make the show happen. But I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years as a fan, and I've been producing them on TNT here for almost 4 years now. And this is the first time, this incident, that I have ever feared for my safety in a wrestling show, that I have ever feared for my life in a wrestling show.
Shut up, you pussy!
Oh, so Vern's laughing right now. He's muted. Vern.
Are you serious? Oh, go ahead. Play the second part.
I give you Exhibit B.
Oh my God.
Well, I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years as a fan. I'm on TNT here for almost 4 years now. And this is the first time, this incident, that I have ever feared for my safety in a wrestling show, that I have ever feared for my life in a wrestling show.
Shut up, you pussy! Pussy!
The production staff. I'm sorry, but they don't come here. They don't work here to be taking pictures. The people who work on the production weekly should not come to work and worry about and 50-year-old people with artificial joints worrying, am I going to get hurt for coming to work? So work on AEW every single week. I'm sorry, I can't have that. And I won't have that. And that's why I made a very tough point. There's no place in the world. This is literally the last place in the world. Literally, the United States. But I would want to tell you this. But no. And if you want to look. First and foremost, the recommendation was from the committee, but the decision was mine. I'm sorry if everybody's upset, but I want you to know that I know you're all here tonight because you love professional professional wrestling. This company has long been for professional wrestling, and I know there's wrestlers here that every single one of you care about. They're all going to work very hard to put on a great episode of Collision for you here tonight. They're going to work very hard, I promise, to put a great all-out on for you, because we've been doing all-out here for years, and I want to keep it in Chicago forever. It means a lot. I love this town. I love this state. I love so many people here, including my family and so many of you. I love pro wrestling. I love doing this every week. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm sorry if I disappointed you. That's not was never my intent, but I did what I had to do for the people that work here. I love you very much. Thank you for being here.
Before you comment, oh no. Before you comment, there's still more. The firing of Punk was a delayed reaction. With the benefit of hindsight, it should have happened 1 year ago. Unmute.
Oh, gee, shocker, Justin Barrasso, shocker. That was your take as a journalist, shocker. That, this should have happened long ago, shocker.
Following the all-out pay-per-view last September, which was nearly a year ago to the day, Punk lit into his colleagues, particularly Hangman Page and AEW EVPs Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, at the company's official post-show press conference while sitting beside Khan. That was followed by a backstage altercation for which Punk, Omega, and the Bucks were all suspended. By the time Punk returned from injury, he tore his left tricep muscle during his match with Moxley at All Out. This past June, the past damage was irreparable. Punk was a major selling point with Warner Brothers Discovery for the new Collision show on TNT, but his firing did not come as a shock to WBD CEO President David Zaslav, who, Sports Illustrated learned, was informed of the decision ahead of the company's press release. Shall I read the company's press release, Vern?
Trust me, bro. We reached out and he told us this. Trust me, bro.
Statement from All Elite Wrestling and Tony Khan. All Elite Wrestling has terminated the wrestler and employment agreements between Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, and AEW with cause, effective immediately. The termination was confirmed today by Tony Khan, CEO, General Manager, and Head of Creative of AEW. The termination follows a week-long internal investigation of an incident occurring backstage at AEW, All in London on Sunday, August 27th. Following the investigation, the AEW Discipline Committee met and later convened with outside legal counsel before making a unanimous recommendation to Khan that CM Punk be terminated with cause. Khan offered the following statement. Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contracts with cause is ultimately my decision and mine alone. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news, which may come as a disappointment to many of our fans. Nevertheless, I am making the decision in the best interest of many amazing people who make AEW possible every week. Our talent, staff, venue operators, and many others whose efforts are unsung but essential to bringing our fans great shows on television and at arenas and stadiums throughout the world. Hold on a second. Oh my God. He starts talking about Punk. Do you think I should go there? Oh, you're muted still. Should I keep going?
Justin Barrasso shows his bias. Do you want to show Justin Barrasso's bias from all?
Should I read about Punk then?
Yeah, all his pro AW articles and his anti anything that's not. Go ahead.
Punk's presence was always a draw. His merchandise sales were strong, and his matches with promos drew interest. But for both Punk and AEW, it was time for the relationship to end. Punk was not at fault for every single AEW issue in AEW, but he was the common denominator on too many occasions. This is by no means the end of Phil Brooks as CM Punk. Sources close to both sides expect the response from Punk, which holds the potential to be explosive. Get it? Pipe bomb, explosive. It is disappointing that after so much promise just 2 years ago, the relationship ends in such a disjointed manner. AEW was smart to deliver a meaningful surprise to the upset crowd at Collision, which undoubtedly wanted to see the hometown Punk. The only noise audible when Bryan Danielson returned for the first time since June was cheers, and seeing him back was a welcome sight. It will be interesting to see how Collision moves forward without Punk, who was given considerable input into the show from Khan. Punk will bounce back. He was frustrated by the work environment in AEW, so a fresh start somewhere else should be a positive. Just last week, he was recognized by the Cauliflower Alley Club, an organization designed to honor wrestling's past and assist those from the industry in need of help. Punk received the Iron Mike Mazursky Award, then delivered an outstanding speech about what wrestling has meant and still means to him. It's not too bad so far. Then there is no shortage of possibilities for Punk. He could defend the AEW title that he spray painted with his trademark X in other promotions, or he could even be the centerpiece of his own tour. The biggest piece of speculation will be a potential return to WWE, especially after Punk unexpectedly visited backstage in April. He also visited Impact, which has an upcoming show in Chicago this October. Dates in Japan, possibly with New Japan Pro Wrestling, would also make a lot of sense, especially with their signature Wrestle Kingdom event taking place in January. It is worth noting that Punk's final match in AEW took place after his altercation with Perry, when he wrestled Samoa Joe at All In a packed Wembley Stadium. The match was superb, and Punk's ability to captivate in the ring and on the microphone remains elite. But Punk is no longer all elite. Unfortunately, this is the best case scenario for both Punk and AEW. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Barrasso. Vern.
Wembley. By the way, Wembley. Wembley. Go ahead.
Vern,
I'm sorry. Ask the question.
On this long article, your thoughts?
All right, my thoughts are so many.
So let's talk about. Don't talk about Barrasso.
I won't
talk
get into Barrasso.
Okay.
I think Punk got dealt. All right, the whole notion that Tony Khan brought in has a what did he call it?
A committee.
What,
An advisory committee or something like that.
The discipline committee, is that what he called it? The discipline committee?
Sure, whatever.
Okay. AKA who, the elite, the EVPs? Is that what we called it?
No, himself.
No, he said he brought in independent lawyers. But he said there's an internal discipline committee in AEW. Who are his executives?
Vern, ain't no internal discipline committee, bro.
Thank you. He made that up. He made it up for television.
He made it up for television. Yes, he did.
Who has Tony's ear? Who has Tony's ear?
Jericho.
And?
The Bucks and Omega.
So
is that the discipline committee?
It all goes back to Omega. It's not even Omega. No, the Bucks. It starts and stops with the Bucks.
The Buck stops here. Ooh. That's it.
What happened?
That's the show name.
Remember the alleged meeting that was supposed to happen in Atlanta, where the Bucks allegedly wanted to meet with Punk to squash?
Apparently, Punk was told that was supposed to happen, but the other side had declined, and nobody told Punk that meeting wasn't going to happen.
And he flew to Atlanta for nothing.
Yep. The Bucks stop here. Should it be that? The Bucks stops here, or the Bucks stop here?
My beef with the whole thing is this whole thing was a hit piece. It was all a hit piece. They were just looking for a reason. We got rid of Punk with cause. All that lawyer speak, right?
Yeah,
when Tony was on camera and he did the prepared speech, you could see the cue cards. He had the big wide eyes, and he just reads the cards and doesn't blink, and he has no emotion. When he was in front of that live crowd,
I just want to tell you, I fear for my life. What was wrong with his eyes?
Bro,
I feel, okay, hold on. Before you go.
Go ahead.
You know what he feels like? Before he feels like? Well, sometimes I talk to my 7-year-old daughter, and she wants to try and my daughter's smart. She's bright. I love my daughter so much. She's such a smart girl. But when she tries to hold a conversation with me, and she's trying to use words she doesn't know how to use and apply yet, so she kind of struggles through her sentences, and she starts slowing down, or she won't say anything, and she'll get a little frustrated with herself because, she's struggling internally. That's what's happening with Tony Khan when he was out there on that video we just watched. Homeboy was struggling internally.
People were booing him.
Yes, he can't take that.
He couldn't handle the criticism.
No.
So he kept going, you guys love wrestling. We love wrestling together.
We're a family. And I hope you guys can enjoy the show. He sounded like he was about to cry at the end. At the end, he sounded like he was on the verge of tears.
People were in danger. Did
His
CM Punk
life was-
did CM Punk wield a weapon?
Did you hear how the crowd reacted? Remember where they are, Chicago, one of the hardest cities in America. For you to be like, I feel like my life was in danger in front of them, they laughed. And then the girl said, "Shut up, you P word." Like,
it's none of it even sounds real, because you think to yourself, how was your life at risk? And the story goes that after Punk had front face lock Jungle Boy, that he allegedly tried to lunge at Khan, whatever that means. Lunge at Khan.
Did he do one of these? What are you gonna do about it? Oh my
and he
God,
was
my
screaming,
life.
I quit. Right?
And then Joe calmed him down.
You seen two people fighting, and the one dude got hot at you and was trying to come at you. He lunged at you, didn't grab him, didn't put him in a chokehold, didn't throw nothing at him, lunged at him, and people got in the middle. And Tony, like, you know how you could tell Tony Khan's been rich all his life? Because he has no concept of how to deal with adult conflict. A conflict. Yep. No concept of it.
Yep. He's never had to deal with direct conflict, probably aside from bullying. If he had to deal with bullies.
Going back to what I told you off air, that's why every storyline in AEW revolves around friendship and feelings.
Yep.
Because it's the only thing Tony Khan, this is super interesting.
That's what matters.
Because that's what matters. That's the thing he doesn't have.
Yeah.
I generally don't believe Tony Khan is friends. Outside of the two guys who he does message board wrestling with, that remember the notebook with Collision where he was booking into his 30s or whatever.
Yeah. That's right.
Outside of his 3 friends, which he books wrestling with on his eFed, I don't think he has.
He probably has a group like you watch Stranger Things. Yeah, they all play Dungeons and Dragons together. He probably has a group like that.
And what are the rumors about Tony? The rumors about Tony is he likes to drink with the boys, likes to do some other recreational stuff with the boys.
Yep.
Because he wants to be one of the boys.
Because he wants to be. He's probably always wanted to be. Yeah.
And so now you finally got a taste. You finally had a wrestler who was like, yo, what's really good though? Pulled your card. And I've never been
feared for my life. I had to fire him.
I feared for my life at a wrestling show.
I had to fire him. You went to ECWs. You went to ECW shows, and this is the first time you feared for your life. Listen, if I went to an ECW show as a 14-year-old kid, I'd probably be like, this is freaking awesome. But I'd be like, Dad, I'm scared. Because them crowds are raucous. I don't want to hear it. CM Punk lunged at you. Phil Brooks. 5'10", 200 and some odd pounds, Phil Brooks.
It was a hit job. This whole thing was a hit job.
I'm sorry, 6'1".
This whole thing was a hit job. It was.
You think it was a setup?
Yes, come on, man.
And
what's been the issues with Jack Perry? All we heard is he's suspended indefinitely.
Oh yeah, he'll be back. You want to do it when he'll be back?
I don't even care. So this is the ultimate fallout of this, right? What was the ultimate fallout? I quit AEW. When they fired Punk, I quit AEW. That's how mad it made me when all this came out, to hear this grown man justify firing Punk by saying, I was scared. He made me fear for my. I'm doing this to protect the people. Punk was going to fight the cameraman. Punk was going to fight the ring crew. Punk was going to fight the guy in catering.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
This swinging on everybody.
I had to hire an independent group of lawyers. Did you, or did you get Mega? Did you get Mega, who's been your lawyer there, who walked in with the Bucks during the original brawl out, who was there with the Bucks, who accompanied them?
That's why you said that, because you're trying to avoid anything saying anything publicly. Now, let me ask you a question.
I legitimately believe the lawyer talk and all the cause is because
all BS.
He knows BS. Punk is going to sue the tail off of him if he gets a
chance. There you go.
Go ahead, Bill.
That's why. Did you think good idea, bad idea for him to do that pre-show promo in front of the crowd?
Well, I think you had to bite the bullet, because I think the crowd would have booed the hell out of him if you'd have done the whole show and Punk was never mentioned. Nothing.
And just did the pre-tape, because he did a pre-taped one where he read the cue cards, but that one before that we saw through the commentator's monitors.
I think that was so that was on the same show.
Yes.
Oh, then he's just a mark. Excuse me.
They were both on Collision.
He's just a no. Don't even blur me on that one. Don't blur me on that one. He's a giant M word. A giant M word.
We're letting that one fly.
Yes, because he had to go out. He had to go out there to say that to the crowd after he played the video. He had to go out there.
No, it was before he played the video. Before the video played on the show.
Oh, even
and that
better
was
because they were
pre-show.
probably
That was
like,
pre-show.
"Yo," they were like, "Yo, cut that. Don't let nobody ever see him do that." Because he sat. What was him sitting in the chair? Why did he sit in a chair?
Yeah, maybe he was like, I can't do this. I think I'm gonna faint. I'm telling you, he probably was freaking out. I can see Tony back there, like, oh my god, I don't know if I can handle like going out there and talking to the people. You think I should go out there and just sit down and maybe I could talk to them sitting down? I feel like he was like that. He's probably like, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm just gonna go down there and sit down. I feel like he's a fast talker, the way Tony talks. Fast talker.
Oh, you know he is. Every time you've heard him on the radio, right? Ask me a question.
Ramble.
Ask me a question.
So Tony, what's Dynamite gonna feature tonight?
Well, I'm not allowed to say that right now. I'm not allowed to talk about that right now. But listen, tonight on Dynamite, it's going to be at 8:00 on TNT. It's going to be the best show you've ever seen. We're booking it. I'm getting the thing going. I've got a couple of great talents. I got surprises. You've never seen a show like this. Watch my show on TNT. That's all he does. All he does is parrot what time the show's at, and great. But Tony it's like he shotgun vomits all over you verbally. Yeah. And then you're just left going, what is wrong with this guy?
What just happened?
What's his little tick he has?
Yeah.
Man, this was so cowardice. This was so stupid. The basement was lauding this. She was all up to through the moon. That cancer CM Punk is gone. Pepsi Phil, they should have got rid of you. That's why Barrasso writing a year ago. It's like, what, Barrasso? Yeah. Are you on Reddit too, Barrasso? You on Reddit for taking their takes on this too?
He's a part of that basement. You know,
come on, man. Come on. This was garbage. This hit. I can't stand. Since when did Sports Illustrated become AW Confidential? Just when did it become AW Magazine? When? I thought Sports Illustrated was a legitimate magazine.
I'm loving you getting triggered because I'm going to be triggered in a few.
It's all crap. It's this is why I quit AW. Since Punk got fired, I have not watched AW no more. I listen to the results. I'm done with
anything. You haven't missed anything. CM Punk being on there or not. Moxley's your international champion. He's going to defend it every week. I don't know.
The worst wrestler in wrestling. John Moxley's the worst professional wrestler in wrestling today. If you don't like it, at me. I don't care. He's the worst, the most rotten professional wrestler.
Worst? The worst.
The worst. Hands down, the worst.
The worst.
The worst.
In professional wrestling.
I know what I said.
I could probably name one other person.
No.
Just one.
Better. I'd watch them over Moxley. The worst.
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
The worst.
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
There's no way.
I'd pay double for the front row ticket.
There's no way. Wow. All right. I think we should move on. CM Punk. Let's just end it off with this. Do you think he's going back to the WWE? Yes or no? Real quick.
Ari Emanuel says we respect the man. Not Ari Emanuel, excuse me. Nick Khan.
I saw that.
Nick Khan said, hey, man, we wish you well, Phil. We hope you're doing good. Phil, come home, Pepsi Phil. Come home.
Is that what you got from that? I got, we're good, Phil. Beloved. We're good, beloved. We're good. Do you think, Phil? Maybe UFC on the other side of TKO can holla at you, but
all I'm saying is come home, Pepsi Phil. Come home.
Come home to TKO.
If just one show, if he came back for one show to give him
Chicago.
One pipe bomb.
Yo, they would lose it. They would lose it.
I apologize for losing my cool about that.
You're good.
It's just something about that idiot, just drunk plumber looking, soggy eyes, sunken chest, no tan, blades for no reason, daggone pigeon.
He bled tonight too, by the way, just in case you didn't know. I turned on AEW at about 8:15. My daughter went to bed late. He's working Big Bill. He turns to the camera, blood everywhere. I'm like, oh, Moxley's bleeding. 15 minutes into the show, Moxley's bleeding. What else is new? I was like, Lord Jesus.
Did he bump? Did he bump or did he just do that thing where he likes to roll? He just rolls to his arms and stands up.
I don't even know. I wasn't paying attention. I don't even know. I think I paid. What happened at the end? Someone Roderick Strong at the end.
Well,
I don't even know.
AEW, any AEW fan who hears this and you're sitting there going that I'm crazy, watch a match, watch any Moxley match, and let me know when he bumps to the ground and doesn't roll through the ropes and just stand back on his feet, or doesn't sell. The man couldn't sell water in the heat. Okay, the guy couldn't sell ice cream to hungry people. The man has zero. He's lost the thread. Point being, somewhere along the way, John Moxley has turned into the 7-year-old boy's character that goes whoosh, 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 and does things like that and never has to sell. He's Rambo whose guns never get empty. He's
the
Rocky.
Kid, he's the kid that always moves his toy when you try to hit him when you're playing with him. So like he's holding the character and you try to hit him, he just goes. So he doesn't.
The worst. John Moxley's the worst. And anybody who disagrees with me, you're not watching wrestling. You're not watching it. You're just into the cult of personality. You're not watching it because you're just watching. You're watching because he's your favorite. You're not watching to see he doesn't know how to sell. He bleeds and he's back on his feet. Go ahead.
All right, we're done with Moxley. All right.
We're done with Moxley. Yes.
Let's go to another AEW thing. Let's do another AEW thing here, shall we?
God. What?
Let's talk about Santana and Ortiz.
Ooh.
Yeah. I got another article.
This hurts. This one hurts, man, because this hurts.
So I think I've brought this backstory up before. I used to watch these dudes.
Yes.
2KW.
Little Flower Park.
Little Flower Playground in Manhattan.
Excuse me, yeah.
Little Flower Playground in Manhattan. Angel Ortiz was the top guy for 2KW. And they had a young kid named Mike Drastic who was also wrestling at 2KW. And I used to watch these dudes on YouTube religiously. Every day I woke up, 2KW got a new match out. 2KW got a new match out. They had me in a stranglehold in 09, 08. Stranglehold. Okay, so Santana and Ortiz of EYFBO, LAX, Pride and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz fame. Those are all their different tag names that they've had. They were LAX and Impact for a time while you were lapsed. They're Splitsville legit now. There was rumors of it. Conan brought it up a while back. We've got sources of our own because of the ties in professional wrestling we have that have even sourced that said, hey, Santana and Ortiz are not on good terms. They don't talk. You can see it on the indies. Ortiz was working beyond by himself. He wasn't working. It wasn't EYFBO going out there and working. I'll tell you one thing before we get started on this. There was a chance when we were tag team champions for the second time for RWA. T asked us if we wanted to work any special tag team. He'll bring a tag team in for us for like a main event. And I said, man, we'd really love to work EYFBO. He says, I'd love to book them, but they asked for way too much money. And this was when they were on Impact, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
They wanted, if I'm not mistaken, they wanted transportation from wherever they were.
Yeah.
Plus a total of $2,000 to work an RWA show. I mean, if you didn't want to work the show, just say, no, I'm good.
I'm all set.
He priced it at about close to $2,000. I said, yeah, I don't blame you, brother. I don't.
Wow.
Don't do that. It's not worth it. Yeah, it was something ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, that's when they were hot. That was when they were hot, man. It had to be like 2016. $2,000 hot. I don't know, but that's when they were hot. So
I wasn't watching, so I don't know. Wow, but
yeah,
$2,000 hot is wild.
So their run before we get into this article, their run in Impact was big. I think that's where they were ripping and running in the indies. Beyond Wrestling helped them a lot, but they were doing a lot of indie wrestling. They were going everywhere, working as a tag team. They were the team for a while to tag against. They went to Impact. They did a lot of stuff at Impact. I think one time when Eddie Kingston was there, they did a match where they pulled the mats and the canvas back, and they were doing moves onto the boards and stuff like that. Like they were going in. They were going in for Impact.
Back then?
Yeah, say it again.
Really? They were doing that deathmatch stuff back then? Like,
Oh yeah,
real
oh yeah.
than death matches now where they pull back the
Yeah. But they were doing it in a match. It was like a
Really?
street fight kind of match or something
Wow,
like that.
okay.
They were
That's
doing
crazy.
so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was them. Eddie Kingston was involved. I think Homicide was involved in the match too. Something like that. I can't
That
remember.
makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. So LAX, what do you want to call them? EYFBO. They were always a good team. I've been on shows with them with Shay, and it's funny. I'll tell you a funny story. Me and Shay are talking through a match with our opponents. I don't remember what show it was or whatever, but I just remember going up to them and I asked them, "Are you guys doing anything special in your match?" Because we were the only 2 tag matches. I was like, I want to make sure I'm not stepping on your toes. And T comes over. He's like, "Why are you worried about what they're going to do? You're not going to do anything they're going to do in their match." And it was like them against the Hoods. And it was like us as the tag team champions against some other team. I don't even remember. But I was like, yeah, you're right. But still, I just want to make sure as a good brother that I don't step on y'all toes. I would never want to do that. So that's why it's just funny that T came up to me like, you're not going to do anything these guys are doing. And what they did with the Hoods was crazy. Just to start off the match, they did some
I could
wild
imagine.
dives.
I could imagine. Oh yeah.
The match was insane. The match was insane for
Car crash. It was a car crash.
People.
Yeah. It was
for
a car
45
crash
people
that started at
tops.
the beginning. Yeah. Good for them.
Yeah, they went in. But no, these guys were a team. I'm just saying all this stuff to sing their praises and give them flowers before we talk about what's about to happen.
Yeah, man. Clue me in. What's up?
We got a report here from Aiden Gibbons on Cultaholic. It says, report Santana and Ortiz's social media exchange not part of a storyline. Proud and Powerful was officially disbanded on Saturday's AEW Collision as Santana announced he was going to be a singles talent moving forward. Now, Vern, I sent you that video a couple days ago where he cut the promo and Ortiz did a tweet after, and I'll read in a second. That was on AEW television. In the promo, Santana pretty much, to paraphrase Santana, he's on his own. He doesn't need a crutch.
That was the phrasing.
When he says crutch, you're talking about the tag team that you were in or the stables you were in as you've been in AEW, which involves the guy that you've been paired with for years. So
can I be just nitpicky about that promo just for a second? When he says, I'm going back to do solo me like I've always done.
Solo dolo.
Okay.
Solo dolo.
If you've been a tag team this entire time, my boy, how can you say I'm going back to something none of us have experienced?
You are known as a tag team wrestler, like you're known as
that'd
be like when Billy Gunn. That's what like Smoking Guns. Billy Gunn would be like, I'm going back to solo dolo. Like what, Billy? You've always been with Bart.
Like
you've always been with Bart, Billy.
I didn't want to nitpick the promo, but I was the thing. The line he said where like, I don't need a crutch. I'm going back to being solo. But I was like, you were solo in 2KW.
Yeah,
that doesn't count here.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count. Nobody knows that.
I was just making sure it wasn't my misunderstanding that.
Actually, somebody that is an AEW fan probably knows them from 2KW, so I'm not gonna put it past them.
All right,
okay, let me keep reading. This caused a Twitter spat between Santana and Ortiz, with Ortiz writing on Twitter, "What a way to find out years of having your back meant nothing. Good luck with your crutch. Just remember, it helped you walk for the last 14 plus years. Hope your legs are good. Thank you for being honest for once. But you couldn't say it to my face? You know you still can, right?" This prompted a brief back and forth as Santana replied, "First thing you said to me in 14 months. No text, no call, no. I hope your recovery is going well. But of course, pay me to be the bad guy like you've always done. Guess you forgot about our last conversation about this. Either way, I'm happy, and I hope and pray the same for you." Some speculated the Twitter exchange was storyline related, but House of Wrestling has reported the spat was genuine and not part of any planned storyline between the former tag team partners. It emerged in 2022 that Santana and Ortiz had a falling out over their booking in All Elite Wrestling. The pair had been booked in singles matches on the Indies, and their only match together on AEW TV came in multi-man matches. This includes when they returned to AEW in August when Santana and Ortiz were involved in a Stadium Stampede match at All In. Santana had been out of action between June 2022 and August 23 due to a serious knee injury. That's bad, man. He was gone for that long. But he's back now. He's bulked up, ready to go solo dolo. Ortiz has been spinning his wheels since he's been injured. What say you of the future of Santana and Ortiz?
I don't see them being long for this world.
as AEW performers.
As performers for AEW, as single acts. I'm sure they won't get fired because that's not Tony's style.
No,
But
they'll let
I
your
don't
contract
see,
run out unless you
correct.
force them. Like, I mean, look what CM Punk did. CM Punk had to literally to get fired. I knew you were gonna get mad. Go ahead.
Okay.
Triggered.
Coward. What a coward.
Stop. Go back.
All right.
Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah.
Santana and Ortiz we're talking about. We're past that.
Santana and Ortiz, I don't see them being long for this world as single acts.
Okay.
Like Ortiz, like you just said, Ortiz is a single.
No.
I wish
love
Ortiz,
Funky Monkey, man.
I
love
wish Funky Monkey would go back to gear. Look, we always have this conversation.
Yeah.
The urban thing doesn't work.
He used
Wearing
to rock
overalls and Timbs to the ring doesn't work.
Maybe that's how he shows up to shows and he just doesn't get dressed in his gear because he's got hella gear.
Exactly. I remember he used to have his gear with the big afro and the pick. I remember
in the pick, he had the Puerto Rican, the flags on the side say Ortiz. There were always like Capri style tights where he stopped at the calf muscle, and he wouldn't wear boots or kick pads. He used to rock the toe shoes. He used to rock the toe shoes on the indies.
Yep.
And it was a good look because it was unique. Nobody looked like him.
Bro, and now he's in shape. He's in crazy shape.
He's in way better shape than he was now.
Why doesn't he have his chest out? Why aren't you showing off the physique?
I don't know. So I think I mentioned this to you earlier. Tag teams is tough because you guys have to be on the same page 24/7. Not just in the ring, but business-wise, right? I was in a tag team for at least 6 or 7 years with Shay. I'm trying to remember the total amount. Shay, I'm not gonna sit here and badmouth Shay or say anything bad about Shay, but I'm just gonna tell you the straight facts, and however people take it is how people take it. Shay loves professional wrestling.
Yes, he does.
Shay loves professional wrestling. You get what I'm saying when I say it that way? Like doing the wrestling. Shay loves that part. If you told Shay, every day of the week, you can have a match and you won't get hurt anymore and nothing will happen to you and you can do that for the rest of your life. Shay'd be like, hell yeah, who am I working once a day? Who am I working? You know what I mean? He'd be like,
I'm in. Shay's, I'm in.
I'm in. Oh yeah, Shay's
2 feet.
Son of a B, I'm in. Son of a B, I'm in. He'd be with it. I enjoy professional wrestling as well. I couldn't say as much as Shay does because Shay loves it. Breathes, sleeps, eats, poops, professional wrestling. Yeah. I love it as well, but I don't think I have as much passion as Shay does. That's just how I feel about it. Once I got into the independent side of professional wrestling and I saw how people were making money, that made my interest peak even more. To say how can Shay and I make money? So what happened was I was the person who would come up with the ideas on making dollars for the team.
Yeah.
If it was up to Shay and Shay right now, Shay doesn't have merch. Shay doesn't go out of his way to sell merch, get merch like that. He has merch, but it's on Pro Wrestling Tees and other t-shirt companies where you got to do the direct to ship. What was that?
Oh, I just knocked off my router. My bad.
Okay. I'm gonna say everybody heard that.
Yeah, I was like, I had a feeling. I was like, oh my god, what did I just do?
So like to this day, Shay doesn't have merch. Like he just has the t-shirts on websites, but he doesn't physically have the merch. When he used to team with me, you can hear me, right? I know you're off screen. Okay. When he teamed with me, I used to bring a bin full of t-shirts, all these different sizes. It had 8x10s, pins, buttons, stickers, I said 8x10s already. Anything we can do to make extra dollars.
Sure.
And it was to the point where we made enough money where we didn't have to take money out of our own pocket to eat that night. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of success that we were enjoying. And I love that aspect. And I wanted to be like, well, Shay, something's working here, but we can't stay where we are forever. We can't always just be wrestling in the same places, because my mentality is to try to reach the highest pinnacle ever that I can reach. Shay's like, I'm just content with what I'm doing. If things start to happen for me because of it, okay, awesome. That means I did a good enough job for people to recognize that. But when it comes to pushing the envelope for yourself, Shay doesn't really do that. He's more carefree, kind of like laid back. I'm cool. I don't need to do that, which is fine. That's everybody's traits. But like I said, me and Shay have to be on the same page. There was a time where I wanted to be like, yo, let's stop working at these lower tier places. We might have less work to begin with, but let's start showing ourselves to these higher promotions in the area so we can start getting booked elsewhere and start really taking this thing seriously.
Sure.
And you were in on that conversation because it was a group chat conversation.
I remember.
Shay was kind of like, no, I kind of don't really want to lessen my schedule. I just want to wrestle. You remember that? If it was, to paraphrase, it was, I just want to wrestle.
Yeah.
Okay. If that, I'm not now. Do I despise Shay? No. Am I mad at Shay? No. Am I angry towards him? Do I keep animosity? No, I don't have anything towards that. That's Shay's mentality. That's how he does it. I think the only reason why I explained this whole story about me wanting to do more and Shay kind of like laid back, I think this is what happened here. I've got my string for my sweats in my hand. This is what happened here with Santana and Ortiz. From the stories that I've heard from my sources, Ortiz was content with not really being used on AEW television, just being
because you're still collecting a check. You're still collecting
Santana
a check no matter what.
Was like, correct. Santana was like, yo, I want to aspire to do more. My actual goal is the WWE. That's my goal. But in order to do that, I've got to show out elsewhere. And we did it at Impact, but we're not doing it here in AEW. We've been sidekicks with Jericho for a few years, and we really haven't gone anywhere past that. And he wanted to do more, but Ortiz was like, I'm cool. I'm getting big money. I'm taking care of my family. I'm good. I'm not gonna, what's the word? I'm not gonna
jeopardize that. Yeah, I'm not gonna jeopardize that.
I'm not gonna poke the bear. And I think that's where the conflict lies, and that's where all this happened, because I'm sure, like I said, with tag teams, it's different. You're a singles guy, you're by yourself, you control everything. You control the fate of everything. As soon as it becomes a team, you have to rely on one other person for everything else. Just like in a match. That's why I think me and Shay work so well as a team, because even when we have our matches called in the back, we call them to each other. And we sit there and we talk to each other and call them like, okay. And then once we had it down, we would just hit the footnotes. Boom, boom, boom. And we did so well as a team, like doing that with each other, we'd never miss a beat. Because if we get lost out there, I know what he needs to do next, and he'd know what I need to do next. And we'd catch up with each other.
Okay.
So that's why I think we always work so well as a team. And it sucks because these guys were an amazing tag team.
Yeah.
And they should not be splitting up at AEW. They should have had that fair shake even in NXT. At one point, their buzz was big enough that they could have been in that black and gold brand before they went heavy metal. The old school indie darling black and gold brand.
Sure.
They had that opportunity, but they stayed at Impact instead. And I wonder if that was an Ortiz decision. Like Ortiz being, nah, I'm good here.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that. And I mean, it would make sense. I mean, if that narrative is correct and that narrative is at least close to what it might be,
right?
Then
it just sucks, man. Yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
People get in a conflict. I mean, look at the Dudleys. The Dudleys just came back, right, on Impact. But for a while, they weren't doing any work with each other. Like Bubba and Devon were not doing shows with each other, anything.
Yep. And Bubba went on to do radio and continue wrestling, and Devon went to be a producer.
Yep. So it happens. I mean, they're considered one of the greatest tag teams ever, if not the greatest. 20-something time. I said I didn't say they're the greatest. I said they did. Somebody else said it, not me. They're not my favorite. They're not my top tag team. But no, it just sucks. I don't have much to say about this. I just wanted to put it into the air, in our atmosphere.
I'll say it like this. I hope that they work it out. Because I mean, part of look, let's be real. Part of the problem of being in a tag team that's so well known is when you're a Hawk and Animal and you guys go separate and Animal ends up in Japan Then Animal ends up with a new Road Warrior like tag partner, and they become the Power Warriors, right? Like you can't escape that. That
Yeah.
stays with you.
Typecast. You become typecast as a tag team guy.
So
You either
I
I'm
yeah.
sorry to cut you off though, but
No.
you either got to embrace that or you better find a way to shake it off like a Shawn Michaels did, you know?
Okay. And from the with the Stadium Stampede, that last match we saw, right?
No interaction, those two.
No, well, they did some moves together, but they didn't look at each other. It was like
They just went through the
wrestling.
motions.
Yes,
Yeah.
went through the motions. We didn't even look at each other. Nothing. But you had Ortiz in I think face paint, overalls, and Timberland boots.
And Santana in gear.
Santana in gear.
That's why I said me and Shay were watching it. I said these guys are not on the same page. You can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it on if I can see it at home on a television screen, it's that obvious everywhere.
Yeah. But see, seeing the look, like I was like Santana, I was just like, I something about the look he had. I was just like, that this isn't it yet. I'm sure he thinks that this is the look this is the look to land on, but the kick pads with the shorts and all that was just like, to me, I don't see that being the guy that you are. Like that's not the wrestler that you were. And so I don't know. From just based on the physical appearance of what I saw, I hated both ends of it. I hate because they both were on both sides of the spectrum, and it was just like this sucks for both of you.
So they have a legitimate split because they don't like each other, right? And I feel like they're both. I'm with you on that. I think they're gonna sink. I think they're both gonna sink. I don't think they're gonna swim.
I hope I'm wrong. I will say right now, I hope I'm wrong.
Same.
I hope a couple of months from now, you and I are talking about, man, we got that.
We were wrong. Off. Santana's been doing it up these past. Yeah, I hope so.
Yep. I hope so. But I honestly see them being becoming ROH guys.
So I think Santana will probably do the better of the two. I think he might get a mid-card rub because again, I think Ortiz is just content, and I think Ortiz once Ortiz's contract's up, Ortiz will probably just be done with wrestling.
Yeah,
he's got a young kid,
right? Isn't the difference Ortiz is the workhorse and Santana's the charisma?
I don't know. I don't know if you could say that because
okay.
Because Ortiz can go, or I would say Ortiz is more charismatic than Santana is.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like I've never heard Ortiz cut a promo that I was interested in.
Well, Santana's the talker.
That's what I'm saying. In my mind, Santana has the charisma because he's the guy.
I wouldn't say because he's the stick guy, he's the charismatic one. Because, well, I guess Monkey will get his charisma off in ring, as opposed to on a stick in front of a camera.
And Ortiz Ortiz is cool as heck. I remember Ortiz. I remember doing a show with him. Yeah, cool dude. Yeah. Showed me mad love. I did a show in Connecticut. Showed me mad love.
Yeah.
But I guess I just can't. Right, the Santana promo he just did. That was his promo to the world.
Yeah,
and I didn't love it. I didn't love it, but whatever.
It's something.
I don't know that Santana could do that. I mean, I don't know that Ortiz could do that.
Which is why he's always with somebody. Ever since Ortiz has showed up at AEW, he's never been by himself. He's never been by himself. They even paired him with Ruby Soho for a while.
Oh, yeah.
He's never been by himself.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He is so if Tony Khan was filming a movie, excuse me, or doing he does a TV show, and this was like an episodic TV show, he's like, if this was Saturday Night Live, he's that featured act. That's not there every Saturday, but they're on a few skits with other people sometimes.
Sure. Okay.
And they got a few lines.
Yeah.
That's Ortiz at this point. And he doesn't show anything to me that says, okay, as a singles guy, I can do this with him. I don't see that at all with Ortiz. Drastic bulked up. Drastic can talk. Drastic can work. Can Drastic put it all together and get over with the crowd?
We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well,
I said Drastic. Santana. Yeah, I'll see. Santana. I keep saying Drastic, but Santana. Yeah, you'll let me know. I'll let you know because you ain't watching it.
Nope.
I mean, you might be like, hey, anything happen with Santana by episode 50? I'll be like, no. I'll be like, nah, dog. It's been over 3 months. It's been almost 3 months and nothing's happened. So okay, man. I think we're here. Good time.
We're here at the main event. Yes. So, as I said before,
you are a little too happy.
Preface, because I cannot wait to because she has told me all about the show. She whispered it in my ear. She yelled it in my face. And so I cannot wait to
God.
reiterate to you what the show is about in terms of what I heard about it, because I didn't watch it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend. So that's why I told you this part of the show, you're going to delete it, because this is, you watch the show, you have firsthand account. All I have are the star ratings that I cannot wait to share with you.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right thing here. Hold on. Okay, we're talking All Out 2023.
Yes, sir.
All Out of this year.
Yes,
It was a week after All In. It was at the United Center in Chicago. Let's see here. They had an attendance of 9,826. That's not good, right? The year before, oh no, it's what they average. Last year was Punk versus Moxley. It was 10,000. 10,014. 2021, they drew 10,126. So around there, a little less than their average, but about their average.
The law of diminishing returns. It's coming.
This is the first All Out without Punk at all, I believe. Hold on. Nope, 2020 had All Out, and that was Cody. So this is the first All Out not featuring Punk since 2020.
Without a star, without a major star. It's the first All Out without a major star.
There was a major star, Vern. He was in the main event. His name was Orange Cassidy. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna read the results to you. And I have some photos that I'll probably just click.
Please go ahead, do your thing. I will lay out and let you do your thing.
Yeah. So Hangman Adam Page won the first pre-show match, which was the over-budget charity battle royal, by last eliminating Brian Cage. In a 6-woman tag match, also in the pre-show, Hikaru Shida, thicker than a pillow, Willow Nightingale, and Sky Blue defeated Athena, Mercedes Martinez, and Diamante via pinfall in 8 minutes and 30 seconds. The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn defeated Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal in a 6-man tag match for the World Trios Championship in 6 minutes. In the opening match of the pay-per-view, Better Than You Baby, Adam Cole and MJF, the ROH Tag Team Champions, defeated the Dark Order in 14 minutes and 5 seconds to retain their Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. In the next match, Samoa Joe defeated Shane Taylor in a singles match for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship in 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Then Luchasaurus with Christian Cage defeated Darby Allin to defend his TNT Championship in 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Miro defeated Powerhouse Hobbs by submission in 15 minutes and 40 seconds. Chris Statlander retained her AEW TBS Championship in 12 minutes and 25 seconds with a victory over Ruby Soho. Bryan Danielson defeated Ricky Starks in a no disqualification strap match in 16 minutes and 40 seconds by technical submission. Then the Blackpool Combat Club of Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta defeated Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata by pinfall in 15 minutes and 55 seconds. Konosuke Takeshita, accompanied by Don Callis, defeated Kenny Omega by pinfall in 22 minutes and 30 seconds. And your favorite, Bullet Club Gold, defeated FTR and the Young Bucks in an 8-man tag match in 21 minutes and 35 seconds by pinfall. And finally, in the main event, match 13 of the night, Jon Moxley defeated Orange Cassidy by pinfall to win the AEW International Championship in 19 minutes and 50 seconds. Vern, let me get these pictures up. This card was it was interesting.
Okay.
So
tell me about
it. So All In. Oh, you can't see these. I have them up, but you can't see these. There we go. Whoops. So All In was a week prior. And then we had All Out the following weekend, right? There she is. There go my boo. And I'm just gonna, I think I said it. She had Chicago gear, huh? I said it before. Well, for Sky Blue, she's got Sky Blue Chicago gear. You get it? You get it?
Unfortunately.
Big thought process in that one. That was a little RJ City humor. Pop. So it felt like, and as I'm looking at these photos, Dennis Rodman was there. There goes the scissor belts, buddy. I didn't see this part. Brock Lesnar guy was there, of course, so he can get scissored. The the way you feel about John Moxley, I feel about this guy. Okay, so just letting you know. Okay, I just want to put that into the air. I just want to put that in there. I think okay, so the WWE has a universe. TLF has a solar system. Can we just have an atmosphere?
In the atmosphere, why not?
The pay window atmosphere. We're putting it in the atmosphere, okay? Okay, so more scissoring. We got Aubrey here. So this is that trios match they had. Wait, wasn't? Oh, that was Jeff Jarrett. That was Jeff Jarrett, yeah, for the leg drop. And then Satnam Singh. What are we doing here with Satnam Singh? In all honesty,
I at some point this joke of Satnam Singh has to they've either got to train him to work or not. But he looks like he's in pain when he's out there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. So yeah, then we had the start of the show. Okay, so let's start here. Let's go here. Start of the show. Better Than You, Bebe versus the Dark Order. And the first thing I said to myself, I think I was talking to Ian when this was on, our boy Prof. I said, "Why Dark Order? Why? But they won a battle royal. Why
they won a
Dark
battle
Order?
royal? And remember, Dark Order was a gimmick that the Bucks came up with on their TV show.
Oh, so that's why they matter. Okay. They did this gimmick where MJF was hurt and he couldn't work. So the Heat, yeah, there you go. The Heat was on MJF. I mean, Adam Cole the whole time. Then MJF willed his way back for the comeback.
MJF is juiced to the gills.
Oh yeah, he's jacked now. You didn't know that, huh? It was like, wait, I'm gonna be a top guy. I got to get into top guy shape. Yeah, good for him. Good for him. People think he's on the juice, he's on the gas, but I don't know. That's what people always assume when people get in shape. I just say, hey, they're in shape until proven otherwise. He doesn't look naturally bulked. Unnaturally bulked up. So he hits the kangaroo kick. They do the double clothesline deal. They pick up the victory.
What is the kangaroo
this
kick?
I like. You didn't watch All In? Right here.
No.
Yes, you did watch All In London. Where he did the drop kick, the kangaroo kick.
No, I didn't. I skipped the first 3 matches.
Okay. Well, there you go. So then this was a callback to when MJF was a WWE security guard. You've seen that video.
Isn't it amazing how a lot of the angles, besides being about friendship, always seem to go back to the WWE?
Yeah, of course.
MJF wants to get heat, talks about WWE. Hey, Nick, what's going on? My favorite con.
Although I did like this, though. I do like starting feuds with people naturally. Where it's not like, hey, I don't like you because I don't like you. This was just, my match was next. I have no respect for you. Get out of my way. And he pushed them.
But did they really have to do a callback to the thing from NXT?
I mean, who cares? That's how I look at it. Whether it was or not, it wasn't going to take away from what he did. If he never did that thing with MJF all those years ago, I wouldn't have cared. If I
wouldn't have cared either.
It,
but the fact that MJF had to reference it in the promo, because Prof sent me that promo.
Of course he did, because that's story time with MJF, right? Of course. Whatever. I don't care about that part. I'm talking about this moment in time alone. I liked.
Okay.
This part I liked. To spark off a story, I liked the genuine conflict because you just brushed each other the wrong way. That stuff I like, because that's real. You scuff my shoe, we fighting. You know what I'm saying? You knocked into me. Don't say excuse me. That's disrespectful. Little subtle things like that to me mean more.
That's fine. I'll take that. I'll allow it.
But what you're talking about, all that extra after, that's what you're going to expect from MJF. You're going to get a 15-minute, 20-minute segment. He's going to tell you some story. He's going to try to pull at your heartstrings. He's going to call himself a scumbag, and everybody's going to go nuts because they love MJF. That's just what it is.
I guess.
This match, Shane Taylor, Joe. I don't know. I don't know about Shane Taylor. I never liked him. It's not anything against him, like anything he does in ring wise. I don't know. And watching these two, because they're two big boys, and they were slugging it out. Like but the problem is, Joe was slugging it out. Shane Taylor is nipping it out. He's like throwing nips and stuff like that. I'm like, You're taking away from yourself. You're a big dude already. You don't need to be sitting there nipping. Just be physical. Make some contact.
Why is he wearing a pair of basketball shorts?
That's his look. He's also wearing what are those boots? The boxing boots.
Oh,
With the R.
TKOs?
I can't remember.
Oh,
No, they're not
Rydell's?
TKOs. No, another brand. Maybe I don't remember, but I see a lot of people wear those, and I don't know. I mean, dudes wear Converse sneakers for wrestling now, which is wild, but it is what it is. Yeah, this match, I'm appreciating Joe more and more. In all honesty, Joe has no business being here. In Triple H's WWE, Joe has no business being here because Joe should be a main roster guy on the E still to this day. I don't think he has any business being here, but it is what it is at this point. Let me keep going here. Yeah, he bled a lot. And this is Darby and Luchasaurus for the audio listener. I don't mind Darby. I feel like this is cool. Hey, look, he's showing Jack Perry how to properly do a sit-out powerbomb and hold the dude correctly, who's a lot bigger than him. Isn't that amazing? I think that was from a Code Red. So Darby, I like. I don't mind Darby. You know, he's a freaking daredevil. He's a stunt man like a Jeff Hardy. I think that's why people like him so much. The dude just so we talk about Ilya, how Ilya has no regard for his body. I don't think that's accurate. Darby does not care.
Yeah, no. Ilya uses his body like a weapon. Darby just throws himself at anything.
Correct.
Yeah.
So Darby treats himself like a garden hose, while Ilya is a hammer. Ilya's a hammer. His whole body's a hammer. Darby's a garden hose. He'll just throw himself, whatever, and then turn on the hose, and then whatever happens, happens. That's why I call him a garden hose. But I don't mind it. It's I feel like it's the next level to what a Jeff Hardy is, don't you think? For a Darby Allin? Is it? I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying
okay.
It's the next level.
Oh, yes. In terms of like quote unquote, like you said, a daredevil. He's just a daredevil.
So I would say the first
who can wrestle. He can wrestle. He has decent fundamentals.
He can work, but his gimmick is I'm going to sacrifice my body, and that's what I do. And it works for him because he's so small. If he was a bigger dude doing that, I'd be like, why are you doing that? You'd have to be more like Dragunov. If you're a bigger person doing that, you use yourself as a tool, like you said. But Darby just uses himself as a dart. He's a dart. That's what he does. He just throws himself all over the place.
Very much.
I'm not a big fan of Luchasaurus. Anything Luchasaurus does, anything Luchasaurus, I'm just I rocks with Christian, but nothing about that. I saw Luchasaurus and went about my business, whatever I was doing on my computer. I just can't. I can't. I look up, I'd be like, oh, Darby's bleeding. Okay, nice little Darby come back, and I go back about my business. I just couldn't. This match I didn't see at all. I don't know why. I guess I went to do something, or I can't remember. I did not get to see Miro and Hobbs, but based off these pictures, what say you about your boy Hobbs, bro?
I heard from what I read and what I heard, this was the meat match, the match where they were chanting meat.
Slapping meat, meaty men slapping meat.
They were just chanting meat. No, they just kept chanting.
They were just slapping meat. Oh, actually, I did see this. Lana came out. I'm sorry. CJ Perry. That's right. I saw this end part.
I like that you're like, well, I did see it.
I don't remember their match though. I don't remember their match because I don't remember them chanting meat like that or anything like that.
They apparently beat the stuffing out of each other, just beat on each other hard body.
I must have came towards the end. Actually, yes, I had come downstairs and I said, Lana's here? That's what I remember now. I was like, what the hell is Lana doing here? And she had her little spot. And okay, he walked out on her. That's what happened. Miro just turned around and walked away from her after she came down to aid him against.
No, Miro convinced Tony to get his wife at Payday.
Well, yeah, of course. Of course. Here's your girls, Ruby and Paige. Yeah, the Outcast working with Statlander. It was Statlander and Soho for the belt. So this is what I got as I got to this part of the show. I said, this is the secondary all-in pay-per-view. This is the pay-per-view for the people who either couldn't afford to get all in, who couldn't go to all in and go see all the stars. We're going to give you all out of our secondary stars, for the most part, secondary stars, in ring at least for the domestic folks. That's what I got out of this.
Okay.
Because you got Ring of Honor. Think of what was on the line.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor Trios Championship, Ring of Honor Tag Team, Ring of Honor Television, TNT, TBS, International Championship. All secondary titles were on the line. Not one single major championship.
Secondary titles for a secondary show. Oh, go ahead.
Challenger brand. I'll say it forever. Wembley, bro. Wembley. 83,000 now, right?
No,
83,000.
77.
72, whatever the actual number is. I did watch some of this match. I did watch this match. I liked it because I like Chris Statlander and I like Ruby too. Ruby can go. This spot was cool. That little double cross body spot. You know, you see it a lot, but it was cool. They did their Poison Rana. I'm trying to remember the finish to this. Yes, she is my star now. Toni Storm. Toni Storm has done this Marilyn Monroe-esque diva persona with how she talks. What did she say to Renee? I can't remember, but she said something about her breasts, like tits up. We could say that. I can't remember what she said, but it was just odd. And watch for the shoe, and then the shoe came flying in at Renee for some damn reason. I have no idea. You have to. I'll find the promo for you.
Okay.
Let me put it in a private chat because I convinced you with her husband. So now I'm gonna get you with this one.
All right, I look forward to it.
Okay, so I just saved it in there so I can remind myself. Toni Storm, I'm starting to like here at these Outcasts. I think she realized if she didn't do something, she would have gone stale in the group. And they had some back and forth mishap with the spray paint, I believe, which is what got her to capitalize and pick up the victory. But Toni's just, walking pigeon-toed, no shoes. She's super awkward. I'm telling you, you take a look at it, you'll like it. So we have the Dragon now coming out for the show. People put this match over huge.
I've heard.
I couldn't get into it.
Strap match ever.
My problem is they're having a strap match to have a strap match, and I'm just like,
yes.
Okay.
They had a violent, bloody match for the sake of having a violent, bloody match.
Yep. This match, and I saw my man Paul Gruber, all set. Didn't really pay attention, and I hate it because Claudio's my guy. I like Kingston. Hated it. Watch this one, Takeshita and Omega. They went in. It was an Omega Japan match. In all honesty, it was like take out Okada, insert Takeshita. That's what it was, and it was good. I thought they did very well. Vern, if there's one match on here, I'd tell you to watch is one of these. This one here.
Nope.
Because because I think they did something with a spike gimmick at the end or some nonsense. I believe. Again, this was over a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm trying to remember this pay-per-view off the top of my head.
The fact that you can't remember it a week later says a lot.
Yeah, because for not Money in the Bank, for Payback, I could recall a bunch of stuff. Like that tag match was amazing for Payback. But this felt like a secondary secondary pay-per-view. These were probably the biggest stars on the pay-per-view right here. FTR and the Bucks, and then Moxley and Cassidy. Everybody else felt secondary. And I didn't watch this match. I didn't. I sporadically looked up, but I didn't watch this match. I didn't.
Really?
Nope. Because
you weren't messing with the Bang Bang Gang.
I'm sick of these young buck multi-mans. Multi-mans I've been done with since, what was the pay-per-view before All In? Forbidden Door.
Oh, Lord.
I've been done with multi-man since Forbidden Door. I'm sick of them in AEW. And then you gave me 3 in a row at All In. I'm not watching this one. I don't care anymore. It's all going to be the same nonsense. I don't care anymore. Granted, my guy's here too. My dude, Mr. Juice Robinson is here, looking like a stud. Look at him. Absolute star. But I just can't. I can't anymore. I just can't with their multi-man matches. I mean, just look. Why are these dudes doing super kicks?
Oh, my Lord.
Okay? I actually remember that part.
FTR I saw that. I said in this crap.
I said FTR's doing super kicks now. When their whole motto was no kicks, just fists, or no flips, just fists. But they're buying into it. They're doing dives and shit. Okay, that's fine. This was all right. Them using
Doc,
each other to do their moves.
You got to beep yourself, duck yourself.
What'd I say?
Sugar honey iced tea.
Oh snap! How long ago?
Like maybe like 5-6 seconds ago, right before when you were
Okay.
talking. Before I said,
All
"Hey
right,
Doc," yeah.
all right. That's fine. I didn't even realize it.
Oh, because you.
That's
That's what
because
I knew you were just talking. You were just talking.
I'm just talking, so I'll just do 229. Duck it up. So yeah, finish of this match, I think, was from what I remember was cool. With them hitting the shatter machine and all that together, because the way they eliminated each other's partners to get into these situations, I was like, okay, that's creative. And then ultimately, these guys picked up the victory, the Bang Bang Gang, and then your favorite wrestler, Vern, to cap off the show. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something, Vern? In all honesty,
What?
match of the night.
Okay.
These two. You want to know why? Because Cassidy wrestled.
Okay.
It wasn't all gimmick. I know you're like, I don't care.
It's not that. It's not that. It's just that even if Orange Cassidy, you're telling me all this and that,
Yeah.
it's with John Moxley.
Yeah, I know. So
I'm sorry.
So I feel like the only reason why I liked this match a lot is because if you paid attention, which I'm like, wow, I'm shocked that I'm saying this. If you paid attention, this was the culmination of Orange Cassidy's story from when he first won the title.
Okay.
Because he went from a guy, the lazy guy who just super nonchalant, and became a guy who said, I've actually got to wrestle now. I actually have a wrestling match in a main event of a pay-per-view against the top guy in AEW. I'm sorry. As much as you hate him, he is the top guy in AEW. Him and MJF are the same level, in my opinion. So that's why I said, you know what? This was the match of the night. This was the best match of the night because these guys worked and Cassidy worked. He rarely did the pocket steal. He was working a match. I was like, okay, good. I was like, I know he can because he's been an ant, but he's just been whoa, rolling and all, the kicks and all that, which is fun to see. But once you see it every week, it's like, man. But this match he actually worked, and I liked it. Of course, everybody bled because it's a Moxley match. And then Mox went over. So yeah, but he got a little stand ovation at the end. And there's your card, Vern. Did anything impress you about what I said to you about that whole show?
Not one bit. I mean, so I'll be honest. Part of me is like, okay, maybe I'll have to check out this Orange Cassidy match that you're putting it over so strong.
I thought it was good. I thought that was good.
It's John Moxley, and I know John Moxley is going to make me get pissed off within the first.
I think he uses a fork, so it's going to make you mad.
Nope.
Yeah,
I'm good.
So I took that away from you. I think he uses a fork in the match. I'm
all set. See, just like that, I'm all set.
Just
if I want to see somebody use a fork, I'll watch Abdullah the Butcher.
You watch your girl eat food. You want to see somebody use a fork?
I want to watch a girl eat food, right? Like watch a girl eat food. It's just you could do it. It's just nonsense. It's nonsense.
Yeah. So I'm sure you're getting ready to trigger me because you're about to do these star ratings.
So, all right.
I'm not even ready.
What did you think of the show? What did you think of the show overall? What would you grade the show?
Okay, so I said All In was awful. Okay. All Out was worse than All In. It felt second rate. It felt second rate. As I sat here and watched it, after I sat here and watched it, I said, this doesn't feel like they even cared to put this together. But go ahead. What
if I told you, based upon the star ratings and based upon what she was saying in the basement, this was heralded. Next morning, I woke up to reading this was one of the greatest pay-per-views probably of AEW's history.
And All In just happened, and they were saying that. She was saying
possibly in wrestling. This is one of the strongest cards ever booked, top to bottom. Okay? How do you feel about that statement?
Yep, move on. Go ahead.
So, the Hangman paid 0 hour, right? I'll give you the star ratings. This is what Dave gave to the show.
Oh, boy. How many 5-star matches?
The Adam Page Battle Royal was 2.5 stars.
Too much. Go ahead.
The women's 6-person, 2 stars.
Oh, I'm shocked. WWE would have been 1.
The Acclaimed versus Jarrett and his crew,
2.5.
2 stars.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
So now we're going to get to the main card.
Sure. Better than you, baby.
Better than you, baby. 3 1/4.
Wow.
Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor. 2 3/4.
Okay. No match of the year candidates yet. Has hit 4 stars.
Luchasaurus, Darby Allin. 3 3/4.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
Miro and Powerhouse Hobbs. 4 1/4 stars.
Because they were slapping meat like a bunch of Japanese dudes, and he loves some Japan matches. So go ahead.
Chris Statlander and Ruby Soho got 2.5 stars.
Yeah, because he doesn't like women's wrestling.
Bryan Danielson, Ricky Starks.
4.5.
5 stars.
Oh my God.
Claudio and the BCC match. 4 1/4 stars.
Match of the year.
Konosuke and Omega. 5 stars.
2 5-star matches, 1 show. The
Bang Bang Boys versus the Bucks and FTR.
4
1/2 star.
Oh, I was close. I said 4 3/4.
The main event. 4 1/2 stars.
Wow.
So the last
Dave,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches. The worst match in the bunch was the tag match, and that was because I only got 4 1/4. But it starts at a 5-star and just runs nothing. Just everything remains quality.
But everything else was 4 or less, 3.5 or less.
Except Miro Powerhouse, which got 4 1/4. Yeah, everything else.
That was the highest rated up until the 9th match of the night.
Yeah, 3 3/4 stars, which was Luchasaurus Darby Allin. Yep, that's the highest. That's the highest besides the 4 stars. The next one was 3 3/4.
That's comedy.
So
I'm actually not as triggered as I thought I'd be.
Okay,
I'm not even. Yeah, I'm good.
The basement has told me this card right here was the strongest card AEW's ever booked. And according to Dave, he validates it because Dave proves to you that you can start watching at that Danielson match and just hit play. Every match is a banger, period.
See, you know what's crazy, though? If this was a WWE card, those last 5 matches probably would have been your pay-per-view with adding Miro Powerhouse and like another match from the earlier part, and you would have gotten 7 matches. And people would have been singing its praises of how great of a show it is. But instead, you add 7 more matches to that because and then you literally have a match called Over Budget. Can you stop scratching, bro? I'm doing a podcast. He don't care. He's just scratching away. I'm not as triggered as I thought I'd be.
Okay, but tell me, you saw the show. Is this one of the greatest pay-per-views you've ever seen that you're gonna have to watch back and you're gonna fight me because I'm not watching it?
It didn't capture my attention all night. It didn't. And there's some AEW shows in the past that have. Like, I'll sit here and I'll watch the AEW show. But recently, that All Out show, I was like, no. Because All In, me and Shay sat glued in front of my television in the living room and we watched it. All Out, I was down here in the basement on my computer looking up every now and again. And it's in direct view of each other. I can look up whenever I feel with minimal effort, like screen, minimal effort. And there were times I was just like, I'm all set with what's on the television screen.
Wow.
So
I'm shocked because everything in the basement said this is the kind of show Tony's got to. Tony came through for the fans. This was his way of making up for firing Punk, was this show.
Of course. It's AEW. She's a fickle mistress. That basement, she is.
Man.
That's all I got, man.
Bro,
I don't know if you got anything else.
You know what? This may be the first time I think we're good.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been fun. Yeah. I guess.
It's early.
Sir.
Are we wrapping this thing up? You gonna wave that pencil?
Shall we hit it?
Wave that pencil, Vern. You already know what's happening.
Word.
I got the guitar in hand. The music is playing. Pencils waving. It's time to wrap this thing on up. Wow, I feel like there's more to go or something. It's weird, but hey, no, we're done. We're out of here. Nope. So for my man, hold on. This has been episode number 41.
Yes,
We're
sir.
calling this one "The Bucks Stops Here" because you know that just rolled off the tongue so well. Episode 41 of the Pay Window Podcast on the Sandbox Podcast Network for my man Vernon Somoza. Touch it, touch it, touch it. You never remember. Ow!
41 episodes, and I still got to be like, wait, what hand?
You still go which way? I am Frank Champion. I am me. He is him. We are they. Say peace, Vern.
Peace, Vern.
You gonna say peace, Izzy? Say peace, Izzy. He's just looking at me. All right, and we're out of here.